Yeah. Is it raining outside yet? It's supposed to rain today, right? I saw that. I actually took the car to work. I came to work today early because I had a meeting. The meeting is going on at 1. I thought it was 10. Can only get away 1 or 2 days a week at a certain time. And they had one yesterday. And I thought, what the hell am I doing here so damn early? I thought there was a meeting. They're like, it was yesterday at 10. What the hell am I supposed to do? I do enough. Early. That's just too early for me, kids. I'm telling you. We had so much fun stuff to get to today. Some crazy stuff. Yeah, I'll talk a little bit about D.C. The whole thing with that is it's an odd thing. Just, the numbers, what numbers are real, what numbers are fake. It's like the BLS. Nobody really knows. Is crime down? Is it up? Is it a perception that crime is up? Right? Where my show originates from is my Nashville show is here, but the studios that get beamed out to are in D.C. So I asked my buddy today, I go, hey, Phil, we've been together for 10 years working on the show. You've been mugged? He's like, no. You ever seen anybody get mugged? He goes, no. I said, okay, I just want to make sure. I don't know, but it'll be interesting. You know what else is neat about that or different is, that's the only court in America that does federal and local. Because it's not really the kind, it's district court. So the DAs or the people that are running everything, they are having to do both. They're like, oh, should I do this shoplifting or do this terrorist thing? So it'll be an interesting thing to see the way that this thing plays itself out. But it's all show from here on out. The left is going to go, oh, my God, it's the worst thing in history. Nobody wants to be a cop. Nobody wants to be a cop. You got great audio from a guy last night. He used to be a cop for 20 years there. It says, look, nobody wants the job anymore. After the riots, right? The summer of love, George Floyd, and just as we talked about yesterday, all of us here, nobody wants that gig anymore. Why would you want that gig? Even if you've had the frustration of not just the insane over red tape you have to go through, the nightmare of dealing with the social media world and waiting for somebody to get you, just waiting for that moment. Nah, you wouldn't want it. Hey, Ken.
Brother Chad and Brother Bilal.
Before you bounced out over there, you did something on your, and you guys probably heard this too, you did something on your newscast that says it costs $5 for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Yeah.
How?
Apparently that's what the cost is to make it at home.
How are they breaking that down?
I don't know.
Okay, for the bread, right? What's that, $3?
Yeah.
$4 or $5. Let's say it's $15 for everything, and you get how many sandwiches? You get more than
you can make a whole bunch of sandwiches.
Yeah, you make 10 or 15.
Yeah. Depends on how much jelly and peanut butter you want to put on the bread.
Absolutely, but I just felt like $5 seems like do you get chips with it? Is it a drink, or is it just the sandwich itself? Are they charging mom or dad by the hour?
Just the sandwich. Everything else is extra.
This is all Biden. This is Bidenflation.
It's made on Amish artisanal baguettes,
though. So funny.
Yeah, $5 for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
I thought that seemed a bit steep.
Yes.
I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich today. There's no way that thing costs $5. There's just no chance in hell that thing costs $5 to make.
Maybe, it's like Mel said, maybe they're putting it on the fancy bread.
Not my fancy bread. I was at the point where I had to have one regular piece of bread and the butt. We were out.
I noticed that, too.
You got one regular piece and that wah piece that nobody wants.
Somehow, I always end up getting the butt of the bread. Because my family, they will not eat the crust.
It was just such a... When I heard that, I thought, wait, what?
Who makes that up?
$5 for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for school? What kind of school are you going to?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that does seem like it's a little steep. Because I'm thinking, like, how many pieces are in a loaf, on the average loaf?
I don't know.
You start breaking it down, I would assume it's closer to like $3. What's bologna cost?
Goodness.
God, if you're getting meat, dude, you're screwed.
Boy, man, you're making me hungry now.
You might
about
just
the
have to
lower.
have a meat sandwich. No, you can't even have that. Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise, babe. By the way, I heard a mayonnaise commercial on our station this morning.
Are you serious?
Mayonnaise is advertising on WTN.
How are they not part of who we are as a group?
I know.
Yeah, just a reminder, mayonnaise is the official condiment of the Chad Benson Show.
It is.
I need to go downstairs and throw down right there with everybody. Who do I need to fight in the death trap? Mayonnaise. This should be it. We should have T-shirts. We could have Mayonnaise Monday.
Oh, yes.
Mayonnaise Monday, baby.
What else will we put mayonnaise with?
We could make a sandwich every day. Today we're doing mayonnaise with Kodo salami, a little bit of pepper jack.
By the way, I've got a hot take on mayonnaise today.
Oh, this is great. We've all got hot takes today.
It's Hot Take Tuesday,
It
baby.
is, man. Sizzling. Hot take. Hot take Tuesday started out today with this. I sent to the guys a text message that says, nature will mess you up.
Goodness.
And it was what was it, India? I think it was India.
It's either India or it's got to be India because that's the only country I think where elephants just roll around anywhere, wherever they want.
And there was a whole bunch of, I don't know, were they?
I got to look at that again, Brother Jim.
I didn't see the death good enough. I couldn't tell if somebody was trying to take a picture of the elephant. He was not having it.
No.
And he chased one guy off the side of the road, and he's on his, he's just running around in his Hirachis and stuff trying to get away. He got to the road. The elephant took 3 steps and then stomped right on him.
Right.
That is not a good thing.
Well, and I mean, look at all these people around this. This elephant is terrified.
Terrified.
He is thinking people are out to get him.
Yeah. Terrified.
Oh, why did that guy run in front of him?
He panicked too.
Yeah, but here's the deal, brother. Look at that.
Yeah.
If the guy would have stopped running, the elephant would have just kept going.
Yeah.
What a moron.
He panicked because, you got something behind you and you don't know where to go and you're running, and that thing was, and you could tell it was terrified.
Well, look, yeah, because, I mean, the elephant's tail is sticking straight up.
Yeah. Once the guy went down, man, he just didn't stomp on him once. He curb stomped him.
Dude, that's terrible.
Yeah, that is. And you feel bad because obviously they weren't there to hurt him.
Oh.
And I don't even know if that guy was a part of the crew or if he was just stuck in a bad place. And he stepped on him while he was on the middle of the street, not on like dirt or anything like that, where you thought, well, maybe if there's mud, it caves in a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. And the first thing that Ken says to me, he goes, you know what? Didn't even stomp on the guy's head, stomped right on his chest.
So, yeah.
It's not like it died. He died instantly.
Yeah, this poor man suffered.
Yeah.
That's terrible, man.
It's nature, though. Nature is.
It is.
Don't mess with it, and don't take pictures of it in the wild. And you know what? We're blessed in some ways because we have nature, but it's just enough nature to be fun, not enough nature to kill you.
However, you do have morons over in the Smokies, and the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, they're constantly telling people, stop feeding the bears.
Well, they'll feed the bears once enough. Eventually, they're going to run out of food, and the bears are like, well, we're still hungry.
Yeah, and you provide it for us.
It is a good way to get rid of the stupid people, though.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. There isn't. But we are lucky because, like, places like India, you don't realize India has, I think, about 50,000 people a year die from the sawtooth viper.
Wow.
Think about 50. It's not the most not even close to being the most poisonous. It's agitated very easily. It's small. It's got a good bite. The venom is like, it's a badass venom, but it's nothing like, the inland taipan or any of that stuff. The issue is most of the bites take place in the middle of godforsaken nowhere, and you have no chance of getting to any kind of help. And we don't really have that. I mean, copperheads and stuff, that's not really going to kill you. I mean, it's not. I mean, it'll leave you a nasty one. But we don't have elephants. Could you imagine elephants roaming the streets? And especially with America and how stupid we are. We can't even let people go look at bison in Buffalo somewhere.
Right.
Oh, let's ride one. You ever ridden an elephant?
Oh,
I have.
I've never been. Have you really?
Yes.
What was that like?
Terrifying, but cool. Because you know what? All these awesome little zoos around the country, the best thing to do is trust old Earl there with the fact that this elephant's going to be all right.
Yeah. Hey, he's a nice elephant.
No, I've read an elephant a couple times. My buddy ran the zoo out in Palm Springs, and they would have some elephant rides. You only go around once or twice, just 1 or 2 nights a year, and that was it. And it was neat. I mean, it's odd. Ridden a camel too. That's a trip.
I bet. Yeah, because you've got to sit. You got to sit between its neck and the hump, right?
Yeah, the neck and the hump, or because the Dumouriez, whatever the other ones. One has 1 hump, one has 2 humps, and it's
Dromedary has 1.
Yeah, so it's
and it looks painful.
It's not comfortable.
Yeah,
Tell you that right now.
yes, sir.
But it's neat. It's neat. But you know what? We don't have those roaming the streets here. We have kind of bears.
Yeah,
I mean, they're bears, and they would do damage.
yeah.
But they're not 1,200 pounds, 9 feet tall bears.
Grizzly bears.
Yes. They're not polar bears who are like, you know what? I'm coming not to eat the snacks in your house. I'm coming to eat you.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not the 9-foot bears that want people to hug them.
Yes. God, people are
Those bears like that.
They do. They love the closer you get, the easier it is. They don't want to chase you and eat you. They want you to die right there. I woke up today and found out, because I got up extra early today because I thought I had to be here for a big meeting, and I found this out. I thought, there's no way. This was my dream today.
So I wanted to show you something.
Okay.
All right.
What do we got?
We got,
A briefcase.
yep,
Mint green with TS
Yep.
on it.
yep.
What's in it?
This is my brand new album, The Life of a Showgirl.
TS 12.
Oh, look at that. Taylor Swift, new album.
So ready.
I'm ready. I'm here for it. Is that what Chris says?
Yeah,
I'm here for
it.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I wish she would have said when the first single dropped.
She said they're going to ship before October 13th. When the first single comes out, I don't know.
You got to pre-order, Brother Bilal.
Yeah, you got to pre-order. You got to. It's probably already done. They're sold out. They're never going to eat anymore.
And they're not making
Right.
any more.
It won't be on any streaming platforms at all.
Nope. She's decided against it. It's going to be like gold. What was that? Was it the Wu-Tang Clan made the one album?
Yeah, that
It sold it to Skrilla or whatever his name was
Yeah, Pharma Bro. He bought it.
for like $2 or $3 million, but he wasn't allowed to play it for anybody. That was great.
And he couldn't make copies.
Yeah, that's a solid.
Wow, what? So, what if let's say an artist like Taylor Swift, Beyonce, decided that they don't want their new album streaming and they want it vinyl only. Can they do that?
I think.
Well,
they
yeah,
could
if they
do
want to make
that.
a bad business decision.
Well, no, but that would be a cool thing to do, like or a single. Like this single will never going to stream. It's only going to be vinyl only.
Right.
So you would have to go out and purchase something, and then you sell the record player, the special Taylor Swift record player.
There you go.
That goes with it.
Yes, sir.
Who was that? There's a couple bands that have tried something like that.
It
And-
seems like they did.
Yeah.
But I can't remember who it might have been.
Who was the band that pissed everybody? You two. Remember when they pissed everybody off with the phone?
When they forced it on everybody's iPhone.
Yeah, don't do that. That was awful.
That album was not very good.
That was not very good. It was like it was one of those like we're trying. Here it is.
Let's put it together. Here, hurry up. Come on.
Come on, Bono's doing something obnoxious. Let's get this finished. Edge.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord. Today we got Hot Take Tuesday. We got our hot takes coming up. We're all ready with hot takes, so be prepared for that. You know the hot take rules. Hot take rules, simple and easy. Doesn't have to be political. We prefer not to be political. Something ridiculous, stupid. My first hot take was I didn't think the Beatles were as great as everybody thought they were. You know, stuff like I think, going back to me again. But I think The Godfather was kind of movie. That's what I think. It was It was long, and I was like, this is kind of stupid. Let me know what you think. Hot Take Tuesday. Text the program. I've got a super hot take. Bell, I know, has got a super hot take. And yes, we got a mayonnaise hot take as well. If you're missing the show, shame on you. Grab the podcast.
Shame.
It is Shame. The Chad Benson Show. Super Talk 997. He don't do the hot take. I do the hot take. They do the hot take. We all do the hot take. Hot Take Tuesday coming up. Bulwark Capital wants to talk to you. Here's a hot take. Don't fool yourself by going out there and continue to give money to somebody who's just going to put you in a cookie cutter solution. Get a second set of eyes on your retirement, on your investments. Do it with my friends at Bulwark Capital. And it's a Know Your Risk review. It's absolutely free. This is what I want you to do. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com, knowyourriskpodcast.com. Sign up for it today. And they're going to go through. It's no cost, no obligation. They're going to go through it, see how you match up with where you want to be in life. Sometimes people are so cautious that where they want to get to, they're never going to get to because it's just never going to be able to grow that way. Other people, even if they're there, they're overloaded on certain things. It puts them in trouble. Find out what's right for you because you get one retirement. Don't mess it up. This is what I want you to do. Call them today. Set up a free risk review with Bulwark Capital. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com or call 866-779-RISK, 866-779-RISK, or go to knowyourriskpodcast.com for Bulwark Capital. Investment advisory service offered through Trick Financial LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Investment involved risk, not a guarantee past performance, not guarantee future results. Trick 25217.
We got more on that Williamson County school being sued for allegedly letting a biological boy who identifies as a girl attend a girls-only sex education class. The hunt is on for a murderer from Washington State who appears to be on the run in Southern California now. And Tropical Storm Erin, something we're going to have to watch coming up at 12:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Is that the same murderer that
I believe
killed
it
his
is.
daughters?
Yep.
So down in SoCal.
This dude knows how to hide.
Yeah, he does. Well, he was a former military guy.
Yeah, he could be dangerous when they do catch up with him.
Yeah, I feel like he isn't going out without a fight. It feels like it's Rambo, but not in the good way.
Exactly.
Not in the good way at all. All right, it is Tuesday, so we do a Hot Take Tuesday. You guys, many of you listen to the show, you know exactly what it is. Stupid, fun hot takes that somebody would look and go, what the hell are you talking about? Right? Like the Beatles, or that's the way I felt about them, stuff like that. Hot Take Tuesday. Today we're going to start with Mr. Bell.
This is gonna make some people mad, but Avatar was a garbage movie, and it did not need and should not have any sequels.
Bingo.
Look at that.
I
James Cameron is a
full-heartedly-
garbage human being. I was waiting for that.
I full-heartedly agree.
Yeah, it's a video game. I saw somebody say the other day, I'm at the point watching Avatar where I'm now rooting for the humans.
I want that tree of life to fall over on
I do
one
too.
of them.
Somebody get me an axe.
Or maybe an owl poop on them.
Oh, okay. I know they're so whiny. All right. Hot take with my man, Ken.
Mayonnaise should never be used in tuna fish sandwiches.
Ooh.
Only Miracle Whip.
Hot take. Is it because mayonnaise is so precious?
Did he just diss our official condiment?
No. Like Miracle Whip is that's an interesting thing.
It's smoother in the tuna. It goes better with the tuna than mayonnaise does.
It makes it as smooth as can be.
Oh, and no pickles.
No pickles.
No pickles in the tuna.
I don't do pickles in tuna either. I don't like that.
No.
And my grandmother used to make tuna salad and had celery in it. It's like, this is not
celery.
necessary.
Yeah, you can't do that either.
Would you like cranberry? No, I don't want cranberry. That's stupid. I don't even like you, Mom. Leave. All right, here we go. My hot take is Van Hagar was better than Van Halen.
I can agree.
Oh, no, sir.
Absolutely.
Oh.
100%.
Oh.
100%.
Oh.
Absolutely.
I still love you, boys.
Right? Like, I just, you know why? Because, I mean, I grew up with Van Halen, like at the height, 1984, all of that stuff. But Van Hagar, man, it was just something else about him. Because I think Van Halen got on the little bit of the, because I was never a huge Van Halen fan because it's like, dude, it's a acoustic song and you come out with an electric guitar and everything for 4.5 minutes. It's great. We know you could play. But I think Van Hagar just had more. So they were better. He couldn't do karate kicks like Dave, but he also wasn't nuts. So that was good.
That would have been something seeing Sammy do some karate kicks like that.
Yeah.
It is kind of odd
Running
that
around without a shirt.
my favorite Van Halen album is 1984, but I much prefer the Van Hagar era.
Yeah. And they had a lot of keyboard in that 1984. It was very kind of new wavy kind of feel.
Well, they were taking a risk.
They
too.
were. I mean, and look, it's great. I love Jump was amazing. Jump was it was everywhere. And, everybody wanted to do ninja kicks like Dave. And then they all found out Dave was nuts. He was crazy, though.
My favorite cut off 1984 was I'll Wait.
It was good.
Love that song.
I feel like they were a rockish band, but I think they were something bigger with Van Hagar.
Oh,
And I
without
like.
a doubt. Well, and Van Hagar outsold Van Halen.
Yeah. Oh, somebody says AC/DC is overrated.
Oh!
Yeah.
What in the world is going on? What's happening to me today?
I don't know. Van Hagar, I got a little bit of that. AC/DC is overrated.
Oh!
Miracle Whip. I know it was 80s music, but it wasn't. They didn't go full new wave, right? It wasn't Depeche. Halen. That'd have been cool.
Now, I will say this. That 5150 is one of my favorite all-time albums. I love that album. I love Eddie's guitar on that album, man. But I like I kind of like, what I like about it, too, is the songs are different.
Yeah.
From, you can definitely tell, Sammy's influence, on that album, which I liked. But I don't know, boys. For me, the original lineup, they did it for me.
I totally understand. I do. And I like Van Halen. I'm not saying I didn't like Van Halen. If I had to listen to one, it's got what it takes.
Right.
So why can't this be love? That's what I'm saying. Straight from the heart.
We ain't talking about love.
No, they were so awesome. Coming up, I spoke to my buddy today. We did a little podcast. Play some of that. He is a retired major in the old Army and a guy that he ran like NATO's nuclear weapons and stuff, did all that stuff, but he's also a big-time military analyst. And we talked about where he thinks this is going with Trump and Putin this weekend. So we'll talk a bit about that. I'll play some of that for you, among other things. Straight ahead, Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7.
12:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got some scattered showers and thunderstorms out there. Some of them dumping some very heavy rain. See some lightning in some of it. The heaviest of it that I've seen is going to be south of 40 and right along and east of 24. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. News that a Williamson County school is being sued over a biological boy being allowed to attend a required girls-only sex education class. Majority Leader of the Tennessee Senate, Jack Johnson, says the school did the girls wrong.
I think that they were legally bound to prevent that biological boy from being in that class with biological girls, talking about things that are very sensitive in terms of sex education, family life, and that type of thing.
Reports say 13 girls opted out of the second day of that class because they said they were uncomfortable talking about personal issues with a boy in the classroom. Austin, Texas police naming the man who opened fire outside of that Target store yesterday, killing 3 people, 32-year-old Ethan Nineker. The motive for the shooter remains unclear, but police say he has a history of mental illness. After shooting the victims in the Target parking lot, police say he stole a car and took off, allegedly crashed into several other cars before getting out and stealing another car from a dealership. He was eventually caught when he was spotted on the other side of the city. And the hunt is on for a murderer from Washington State who appears to be on the run now in Southern California.
51-year-old convicted felon Alexander Rogers allegedly stabbed to death 2 victims last Thursday in Longview, Washington. The victims, 64 and 73 years old. Police in Longview say it was unprovoked.
May have been doing some handyman or work at their house for them.
On Monday, Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies found Rogers' car at a trailhead in Calabasas, California. It's believed he's on the run in Southern California, causing worry in the celebrity-filled community. Longview Police Captain Brandon McNew with this message.
Enough is enough. It's time to turn yourself in.
Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
You know, structural systems, kids, all the stuff we've had this year, right? We had the horrible winter that I loved, actually. But you know what? Maybe you had a little damage, just a couple little issues there with your pipes. You didn't really notice because you can't see. You got some cracks, and there's been a lot of rain, and you're not quite sure what's going on. Now that it's heating up, and then it's cool, and then it's heating up, and all of a sudden you start thinking, I wonder if there's anything going on down there. That's why you need USS. Because next thing you know, stuff starts to happen. Then you get mold and wood rot, and then you need structural repair. You want to stay ahead of the water damage. Let USS help you with that. Call them today, 615-488-7855. They'll come out. They'll give you a free inspection. It's not going to cost you anything. They're not going to sell anything you don't need. They're simply there to help, and they guarantee their best. They've been in business 30-plus years, and they're growing each and every year. 30,000 happy customers. Don't let something small become something it shouldn't, because you didn't take care of it. All of us are guilty of that, but you don't want to have to go, I need all new foundation or something like that because, well, that's a nightmare. Call USS today. Have them come out there. Free inspection, 615-488-7855, 615-488-7855, or online at USSTN.com. Dun, 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 dun. That's some interesting hot takes on the old hot take line. All new country music is garbage. Quentin Tarantino's overrated. The Nuge. Really? The Nuge.
The Motor City Madman.
Yeah. So, I don't know, some people like the Nuge a lot, some people don't. It happens, right? I mean, that David Lee Roth was too bubblegumish. I could see that.
Bubblegumish?
Yeah. By the way, Chad has no taste in music. AC/DC overrated. That was not me. That was part of the hot take. They start my show every hour. I wouldn't go, hey, give me the worst thing.
Let's play the thing I hate every hour on the hour.
As a reminder. Somebody said Van Hagar better than Van Halen. Blasphemy. Miracle. Metallica is the miracle whip of bands.
Oh, man.
Dude, I got to be honest. I've never been a Metallica fan. I've always thought they were kind of...
Oh, man.
They're okay, but I always thought they were kind of pop-Talica.
Really?
Yeah.
You think Master of Puppets is pop?
No, but I think compared to... I just think they were a little bit more mainstreamy.
Well,
always. They always felt mainstreamy.
They sort of created the lane.
They went mainstream, I thought, with Saint Anger.
So, but I was always a Maiden guy, right? And somebody
I love.
But I
both,
I've always loved Maiden. There was never a chance Maiden was ever going. Even Judas Priest was ever going mainstream.
Scream for me, Long Beach.
Yeah. So, I have no taste in cartoons. Oh, is it because I showed Belle today the new South Park. It opens with Christy Nome going into a pet store and just blasting everything.
Oh my God.
It's not very nice. It's hilarious. You know what, though? She reacted. You can't do that. Right? Treat them like you treat a bear. In certain situations, you just lay down and play dead.
or completely ignore it.
Yeah. If you go and you make fun of them and say something or try to fight with them, that you just gave them the green light to go after you.
That's right.
Yeah. So, see, you know what I get? I got a couple Van Hagars, a better, and the Beatles. You're like me. I think the Beatles were okay. I don't think they were all that it was cracked up to be. Earlier today, I spoke with my buddy, Mike Lyons. Now, Mike is retired major, handled the nukes, I think, for NATO, West Point grad, big military analyst, see him all over the place. And I asked him, I said, so this weekend they're getting together in Alaska. Just want to point that out, not Russia. And I said, dude, how's this really going to go?
Yeah, Chad, I don't see this having a favorable outcome for Ukraine on any level right now. First of all, Russia is making significant advances on the ground with their military in areas that Ukraine had been holding for the past few months. And so if you're looking at this formula to negotiate a settlement, there's just not enough leverage on Vladimir Putin to agree to anything to stop because he's having success on the battlefield. You know, you go back to like the Dayton Accords, let's say, right? What stopped, Bosnia and Serbia from that conflict back in the mid-90s. The whole thing was about stopping the fighting, right? Stopping the shooting at this point and then figure out the political situation later. And that seems to be what the Trump answer is here. Just, kind of stop the fighting and we'll figure it out later. I just don't see Russia doing that because they don't have to. They're doing well right now, and I'm afraid we're setting up the administration as well as Zelensky for a big fall. I don't think Russia's agreeing to anything.
No, I don't think so either. The more I look at it, they have made quite a move, over 150,000 soldiers. They're ready for another push. Zelensky is caught between a rock and a hard place. This isn't going to go the way he wants, even if it does somewhat. He's given up 20% of his land. And I just don't see this thing ending anywhere near the way that I think people want it to. He had a chance a while ago, but it's a weird thing because if you think about it, is there an issue with NATO and the push? But NATO was never going to allow them in. That was never a plan. They were never going to allow them in. And they may have played around to piss off Vladimir. Don't do that, guys. But they were never going to allow them in because they knew. And he always wanted to bring the Soviet Union back to its somewhat glory days. And this is what we got. And I don't see this ending anytime soon. I would like to think they'll get some sort of ceasefire, but at best, it'll be here and there for a while. I mean, why would you stop?
Well, and how many more sanctions do we have left to go?
The only sanctions that ever kind of hurt them were individual sanctions. So on the oligarchs taking their ships and their money and stuff. The country, we never sanctioned the people that were doing the business for them. So they'd buy it from Iran. They would sell it to India.
Yeah.
India would buy it from them. They'd sell it to Iran. China never stopped working with them. So we had no real recourse. And the only reason I think they're doing this is because he threatened India with a tariff. A 50% tariff. That's a big deal. But like you said, what else are we going to do? Because we don't deal, I mean, China, if he really wanted to, if Trump was really interested, he'd go and pressure China with tariffs. But he tacoed it yesterday, right? Like he extended the
another
tariffs,
90 days.
Another 90 days. And then he's allowing NVIDIA, which should piss us all off. Because I think the tariff thing is ridiculous at times. And this whole thought, look at all the money we're bringing in. We're not bringing that money in. That money's here. We're paying it out of our pockets. If I import something and you hit me with a 20% tariff, I pay the tariff, not the person who shipped it to me. But the fact that he is allowing NVIDIA to send chips to China, the ones that everybody's like, oh, they can't have, we're doing that. Those are like the super high speed, super duper duper ones. We shouldn't be allowing that. This is a race. And we've got nowhere else to really sanction. We're not going to sanction China. We're not going to go after India, I think, any harder than we already are. And they'll just figure a workaround. Everybody middlemans it here and there. So
you got to be careful with India.
We do.
India is...
They want to be neutral.
Yeah, India is keeping China at bay.
Yes. And when it came to BRICS, India was like, I don't feel like getting involved with this. Realistically. They thought about it, but they're like, here's the thing. China, you guys don't... The whole thing about getting off the dollar, it's virtually impossible if you're going to try to move to another currency. Because you're not going to move over to whatever, the rupee or whatever. You're not doing that. You're not going to move over to, China's currency because that's only on the inside of their company. They don't trade it anywhere else. You need stability. So, but India, you're right, man. We got to be careful with India because they're also a huge trading partner. And they got 1.5 gazillion people.
Yeah, huge trading partner, and they're a military force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, and they also don't like China.
They hate China.
And they're not friends with Pakistan, which is another nuclear force. Think about being India, man. You're a sandwich between China.
Yeah.
You got Iran right next to you.
But you've got so many soldiers, and, I mean, you've got a big enough military that, you would be – China and Pakistan would make a mistake by attacking India.
Has India overtaken China in population?
Yeah, India's had. And the difference is China is not producing. India is.
Mm-hmm.
They're not slowing down, which is also another thing. India's a massive economy, but they're also a burgeoning economy. So while they're huge, they still have some third worldness to it. So they've got to make sure that they feed and clothe everybody, which, we were joking about earlier, but that guy who got stomped on in India, that's a crazy thing. I mean, a lot of people, you get outside of a few of the major cities that have 800 million people in it, it's
like third world.
Super third world. Like no hot water, no running water. Do your dishes down by the river and hope that you come back and not get eaten by something.
Or Matt Foley doesn't take your campsite.
That's right. Absolutely correct.
Yeah, I just, I'm just wondering what Trump is going to say to Vladimir Putin to change his mind. Whenever Trump said himself, I think he said yesterday, he'll know 2 minutes in whether he's wasting his time with Putin or not.
Yeah, well, and Putin's already got, he's getting another force up 150,000.
Yeah.
And I'll play some more of this later, but in the middle of our conversation, he says, look, here's the deal. Ukraine's just run out of people. That's it. It's we could give them 6 batteries of Patriot missiles, but if they don't have anybody to arm them, it doesn't matter. They're now at the point where originally the way that, and if you guys didn't know, at the beginning of the war, Zelensky sent a vast majority of the young men in their early 20s over to Poland because he goes, we got to have somebody to rebuild this country. We can't do, because Iran and Iraq, man, they killed all the young men. There was like nobody. And he wanted that, but they're at the point now where they're desperate. They're bringing people back, and they've got old men and women fighting. So this is going to end, potentially poorly. But Trump, I think he's going to try to put some pressure on, but I think if it doesn't work, I wouldn't be surprised if he walks away and says, you know what, we'll try to put some more sanctions on, but we're not going to fund this thing forever. Israel will fund forever, but this, no. Really? Good God. So this is, I think it's going to get ugly. And I think there's another big thing coming. And he's going to have to give up a lot of land. How much land, though? And the land they're trading back to him, it's like one of those, remember when your favorite team trades away your star player and they get back 3 people you've never heard of and like a 4th-round draft pick? That's kind of what would happen here. They get back 2 or 3 areas that don't really matter, and they give up a decent amount of space, of which some of it was mostly Russian-speaking. And they get the big thing, get the warm port, which is always what he's wanted. Ooh-wee. So we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be very interesting. Yes, Jason, you're right. Large amount of pharmaceuticals are made in India. It's that, man, you got to be careful. You do. We decided a long time. It's weird. We decided to outsource because we wanted to be a consumption nation. So we outsourced everything, including our pharmaceuticals. Everything came back to us cheaper except pharmaceuticals, which is weird. Which is very weird. Coming up, speaking of expensive, this day in history, we'll play a couple things for you that I think you'll find fascinating. We'll do that, among other things. Got your hot takes. My hot take today was Van Hagar is better than Van Halen. Bell loves the Avatar movies. Right, Bell? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I love them if I love garbage.
Ah, okay. Yeah, he hates the Avatar movies. And Ken went somewhere today that we normally don't go on, the Mayonnaise show. Where did you say, Ken?
Mayonnaise should never be used in tuna fish sandwiches. Only Miracle Whip.
Only Miracle Whip. Those are the hot takes. Let us know what your hot take is. You can text the program at
615-737-9986.
There you go, right there. Hot Take Tuesday. A lot of stuff coming up. It is Chad Bensfield, Super Talk 997. Raycon, best earbuds around. Wear my Raycons all the time. Fit, amazing, feel and comfort. And I was talking yesterday to Jackson, who works on Matt's show. He says, those things really work. I said, dude, these things are incredible. You don't even feel them in your ears. He goes, I got to get a pair of those. I go, the other ones with the stems and the wires and stuff like that. Eventually your ears hurt and they're sore and they're red. You don't want that. These things stay in there all day. They never hurt. They feel amazing. And the sound quality is second to none. Tons of different sound qualities when it comes to this, as far as you want awareness mode, they got that. You want, the isolation mode, even noise cancellation, active noise cancellations. The E25s, the brand new OG original earbuds, you got them. So how about this? 8 hours talk time, 32 hours of battery life, about half the price of other premium audio brands, 30-day happiness guarantee, free shipping. Get them. The icons are returned. The E25 Classic, they're the best around. You're going to love these. Go right now. BuyRaycon.com/Chad. 20% off. BuyRaycon.com/Chad. BuyRaycon.com/Chad. Hey, guys, you want to be thinner? Of course you do. You're trying out. I'm doing the sit-ups, Chad. It's not working. I'm eating better. I've only had water and one apple every 3 days. It doesn't work. It's at some point in time, you just got to face it. You need to do something else. And ladies and gentlemen, Contours is something else. How about this? Guaranteed on your first treatment to lose 2 inches. What? Or you don't pay. $99 introductory fee. Get in there and see them. And it is non-invasive. It is so nice. It melts with the ultra slim body contouring. So you get in there, right? And it's ultra slim, and they put you under this machine, and you feel so, and you just relax, and it melts away. My wife done it. I've lost. My shirts fit better. My pants fit better. I feel better. People are like, whoa, look at you. I don't know, right? Thank you, Contours. If you want to look better, feel better, this is what it's all about. You can try a lot of things, but Contours has you covered. It is non-invasive. It is very relaxing. Guaranteed to lose 2 inches on your first treatment, or you don't pay. Call Contours today, 615-236-9960, 615-236-9960, or visit them at contoursllc.com to schedule.
A Nashville woman under arrest after the death of her 6-year-old son. This story and more coming up at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Okay, kids, are you ready for a little This Day in History?
Once upon a time, a long time ago.
Now it's time for This Day in History. We look back on this day to find out what famous things took place.
1492 on this day in history, Christopher Columbus arrived in the Canary Islands, and he's like, what the hell is this? This isn't India. Where am I going? I don't even know where he's going. Also on this day in history, 1877. Thomas Edison invented the phonograph. Did you guys know that? And he busted this out.
Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go.
Yeah, that was awful. We've gotten better at that.
Hey, that was a top 10 hit.
It was. It was. And in 1981, for all of the technology, for all of the stuff that we do, in 1981, IBM launched the 5150.
The IBM personal computer. Not only can it help you plan ahead, it'll balance your books and give you more time to make dough. And the cost? That's the icing on the cake. Your own IBM personal computer. Try it at a store near you.
So are you guys ready for the cost?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering about.
Yep.
Okay, so the base price. So this is the base price. $1,600 back then, adjusted for inflation, $5,400. Woo-wee. Let me tell you what you got. Intel 8088 CPU, 16 kilobytes of RAM, no disk drive. You don't get any disk drive. And you get a monochrome monitor, basic programming language in ROM. If you wanted the optional upgrades, and you're like, I want to do this right. I don't want any of this crap. I want to play Pong in color. 64 RAM, kilobytes of RAM. Are you ready for it? Expanded that memory. Okay, single 5.25 floppy disk drive. You get 2 of those as well. Color graphics adapter. What? Printer, IBM Dot Max. If you did that on top of the pewter, that was an extra $6,000. You would have spent in today's money $20,000+.
God,
you
could buy a mainframe for $20,000 in this day and age.
Yeah, yeah.
Put a down payment on a house.
That is a lot of money, kids. I just want to let you guys know. Back in the day, have you seen The Wedding Singer? It was a great movie, Adam Sandler. One nice fun one.
Absolutely.
The part where the guy gets a compact disc player, he's like, it only cost $1,000.
Yeah.
In today's world, electronics are the cheapest thing around. Back in our day, wow. I knew people didn't even dream of having a VHS player. We'd have a sleepover. Mom and Dad would go rent it from the place and bring it home. And it would weigh 700 pounds.
Yeah.
Come, help me get the VHS player out of the thing.
Remember TVs?
Oh, yeah.
Large screen TVs, man, they'd go $1,500, $2,000.
Yeah, yes. Oh, and then if you got a plasma TV, watch out. There's a $15,000 for you right there. Coming up, hour number 2 of the program. A lot of stuff still to get to, including the new look Cracker Barrel. Is there enough cracker for you? If you're missing the show, shame on you. We got more of your hot takes coming up next hour as well. This is Chad Benson, Super Talk 997.
1 o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. A Nashville woman under arrest amid the investigation into the death of her 6-year-old son. Police say Karen Argueta told police she didn't know her son was shot while she was doing yard work in Paragon Mills. News 2's Megan Fee.
Metro Police say they took the parents' vehicle into custody after the boy was dropped off at the hospital. And inside that vehicle, they found a loaded gun and nearly 7 grams of methamphetamine. Police also say Argueta admitted to detectives that she recently took meth.
Metro Police say conflicting information says the shooting may not have taken place in Davidson County. Police in Austin, Texas, identifying the man who they say opened fire, killing 3 victims in a Target store parking lot yesterday.
32-year-old Ethan Ninecker was a man who opened fire on his victims in the Target parking lot in Austin on Monday, according to police. They say he shot his victims and then stole a car and took off, killing the owner of that car. He allegedly crashed into other cars before he got out and stole a different car from a dealership. Then he was later caught. The motive for all of it is unclear, but police say he has a history of mental illness. Alex Stone, ABC News.
And authorities in Atlanta giving more details about the suspected shooter who opened fire, killing a police officer at the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention last week near Emory University.
Over 500 shell casings have been recovered from the crime scene area. A total of 5 firearms, along with other evidence, has been recovered from the scene and will be submitted for further forensic testing. Close to 200 rounds impacted 6 of the CDC buildings.
Suspect may have been suffering from mental health issues. Police say authorities were called to his family's home weeks before the shooting. Also in the Lone Star State, the Texas House failing for the 5th time to gavel into session as dozens of Democrats staying out of the state to prevent a vote on Republican redistricting. Tropical storm Erin gaining strength out in the Atlantic could become the Atlantic's first hurricane of the season. Here's Ginger Z.
Watching Tropical Storm Erin, and that's the one that's way out there in the Atlantic. We've got time, but I just want everyone to pay close attention because as we see this track, should become a major hurricane north and east of the Caribbean. But each little deviation west or east is going to make a big difference.
Storm is still too far away for any reliable forecast about whether it could impact the U.S. mainland. And price pressures across a wide range of products pushing up a key indicator of inflation. The CPI this morning shows inflation hitting 2.7% compared to last year. Jim Ryan tells us.
The consensus was for a 0.2% month-to-month rise in the Consumer Price Index and a 2.8% surge from July of last year. The actual number has come in very close to that, with the cost of housing driving most of the increase. The cost of eating at home actually fell slightly from June to July.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver. WTN News.
For many of us, generators are becoming a must-have household appliance. From unpredictable weather to surprise outages, it's better to be safe than sorry. Generator Supercenter of Nashville offers fast and easy installations with 24/7 service and monitoring to all brands of generators and expert repairs done right. Our mission is to make owning a backup generator simple and easy. Visit your local store today or check us out online. Generator Supercenter of Nashville. We serve all Middle Tennessee.
I love AC/DC. Somebody last hour thought I didn't like AC/DC. You got horrible taste in music. No, I love AC/DC. Somebody else on the text line, because it's Hot Take Tuesday, said, I don't like AC/DC. And I respect your take. I don't have to like it. See, the hot take is an easy way to have a conversation with people over stuff.
That you might disagree on.
That you might disagree on that doesn't become anger and hatefulness, which happens too often. It's why we can't have nice things in this country.
There's people out there with no taste that love the Avatar movies.
They are. There must be, because it's like they make a gazillion dollars.
That was the hot take.
That was the hot take. That was.
People out there with no taste who love the Avatar.
I've never gotten them, the Avatar movies. I went, and here's another hot take.
Okay.
I've never seen one all the way through from start to finish. I didn't go see them in the theaters, and the one I've seen, the first one, all I get to is the point where his little hair wraps around the dragon and flies around, and after that, I'm like, this is stupid.
I sat next to a person for that 3-hour waste of time of my life who was constantly chomping and smacking popcorn.
Oh,
drove me nuts.
My goodness, that's not fair. That's not a good thing.
Walked out of that movie with little bits of popcorn on my left shoulder.
Oh, I like that. I like that hot take of everybody hates Avatar, but some people love him, except for Bell, who thinks they're stupid. But he said somebody does. When you think about, I don't know how much tickets cost anymore, like $15, $20.
I was looking at going to see Fantastic Four in the theater, and the cheapest I could find on a matinee was $18.
What? God.
And it was if you want to see it in like IMAX or something like that, $28.
$28?
Yeah.
I want to see Weapons.
Yes, absolutely, man.
We should skip work one day.
Yeah, and just
all of us
go to a matinee.
Let's go to a matinee. What happened to the show? I don't know. They're at a matinee. We're going to give you guys a review.
Didn't you hear? They're at a remote.
We'll just live broadcast the movie.
That's it. Oh, my God. This is totally scary. It's so scary. Look at those kids. They're scary. I can't tell if anybody's seen it. You just tell if it's thumbs up, thumbs down kind of thing. I mean, it did really well. There's no doubt it did really well, but it's just so damn expensive to go see a movie nowadays.
Yeah.
And man, you spend $18 to have somebody drool on you and eat popcorn. That would suck for 3 hours.
Yeah, my wife and my son and I think we were close to $100 seeing, when you add in all the other stuff.
Man, and this is the two of you.
It was just 3 of us, me, my wife, and son.
Because when I take the kids, I say it every time. I have no idea how, like, a family of 4 goes to the movies anymore and comes out of there, and it's like $100, $120.
When movies come out for rental now, they're priced anywhere from like $25 to $30 to rent. But if you think about a family of 4 watching it at home, the money you save renting it at home versus going to the theater is just nuts.
Yeah, it's $19.99 for the first run movies. So this weekend I got, it was a first run, but it was on sale on Amazon because I waited a couple weeks. I saw Dangerous Animals. It was a shark movie. And it was actually really good. Serial killer. Guy was a serial killer.
Anybody taking selfies with the sharks?
No, but he would capture people and then he would try to feed them to sharks and film it. It was good. It was Courtney Jai, is that his name? Big Australian actor. He played, he was Boomerang in all those suicide movies. I said, man, Boomerang. Yeah, so that was good. But, man, it's so damn expensive.
It is.
It is insane. Avatar was visually, it was, you know what, look.
For its time.
And even now, he's ahead of the game. He builds stuff that he's like, I'm thinking of it. I want to do it. And then he goes and builds it because there's nothing made for it. But I don't need 3 hours of your, Adobe Acrobat. Oh, my God. That is so, you're wrong. Prom Child was AC/DC's great song. What?
Problem Child.
Yeah. So
that's a good one. That's a good one. Yes, sir.
You screwed up, somebody said. You should have gone to the theater and watched it in 3D with edibles.
What, Avatar?
Yeah.
They didn't have edibles back then.
So, no.
Yeah, and I wouldn't waste an edible on an Avatar movie now.
Drive-in Watertown, very cheap. So, don't we have those like dollar theaters? Remember the dollar theaters?
They're gone.
That would suck. Like they would show stuff that was like 3 months old, or you know. And
they were great, man.
They were great. It was like $2.50. Like
movies that were at the end of their run, and they were trying to squeeze those last few dollars out of people.
Right. And you could get popcorn for like $5.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, those were the best.
Now you can get a handful of popcorn for $5.
Yeah, you gotta sneak your own popcorn in.
I finally realized I don't really like the popcorn as much as I like the butter on top of it. So I just had them pour me a glass of the butter.
Did they have? I like to go over because now a lot of places they give you the popcorn and you have to go over to the thing and go. And of course they have 25 different things you can put on them. Right? Like I said, this seasoned salt, that seasoned salt, this seasoned salt. Do you want this?
Yeah.
Here's sriracha. Oh.
Yes, sir.
Everything's sriracha. We do need a Dollar Tree. $100 for a movie? No, not $100. Like if it's a family of 4. That's $80 just to get in. Or $75 if they're kids, right? So it's like $75 to get in. If you dare buy a drink, that is going to cost you $15. And then, you get a popcorn and some candy. Because if I'm going to the movies, I'm going to do that because I always feel like I'm here at the movies. They're making their money off selling the stuff. And, but it's just too damn expensive.
What's y'all's go-to candy at the movie?
Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces. That's good. I like the sweet tarts.
Oh, yeah.
Like the roll of sweet tarts.
Those are good.
I would have done that back in the day, but I don't really eat candy now.
We know you don't. Lebanon has a $5 Tuesday at the Roxy, $7.50 for a matinee in Murfreesboro.
That's not bad.
And somebody said, I can imagine Ken watching a movie on drugs.
Not on drugs, on THC.
You'll just hear, out of the
man,
out of the corner of the cinema.
That is spectacular.
And he'll be back there chomping his popcorn.
Just the expense, though. It's like we were talking earlier. We started the show off when I asked Ken, how much is it for according to the latest, inflationary thing, that it's $5 to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich at home?
$5 to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
That's insane. Why aren't they going down? Why aren't they? I thought we were promised all this stuff was going down.
Because you got to have deflation to get prices to go down.
Oh, here we go. Hot tamales. Get movie candy at Walgreens.
Oh, the hot tamales. Yeah, those are good.
Yeah. So, yeah, but you're right, though. Like if I spend $20 at home, I've got the movie for 2 days, unless you buy it. And out of that, I can watch it for several times, and the whole family can. That's amazing. That's why, the battle of some things, and some movies need to be seen in the theater.
Yes, sir.
I mean, for all the talk about, how much Belle likes Avatar, the reality is some movies do need to be seen in the theater. And that's one of those movies where you're like, this thing needs to be, it's not the same at home.
Yeah, Fantastic Four was outstanding in the theater, man. It was great.
Did you see Superman?
I haven't seen that yet, but I'm going.
Not with Dean Cain, because now he's an ICE member or whatever. Did you see that?
They're going after Superman to arrest him.
I got into a conversation the other day about, he was an illegal alien. I'm like, he was not real.
So that's not true.
That's a stupid conversation. He was an illegal. He is not real. He flies. He's impervious to anything. He's not real. Dean Cain is real. Not Israel, like going to Israel, but he is real. Isn't that stupid, though? Like, if you want to go do it, they're hiring. Knock yourself out. They giving you a bonus? Who was it? It's what's interesting. Like, so Dean Cain gets hammered for going to do the ICE thing, which we've become very political. But, you go back to World War II. How many of our guys served in the military? Right? You go and look, and they all served in the military, and they did it with pride, and it was all this kind of stuff. And, nowadays it's, that guy. It's ridiculous. And yeah, it's not the military, but still, you go and you dare say that, people freak out like, oh, good for him if he wants to join.
Sure.
Probably not acting a lot. He feels like somebody should be on a lot of Hallmark movies.
Like Christmas romance.
Oh, I can't
Hallmark
even wait
movies.
for that. We got to find out, okay, when do they make their announcements?
Let's look at this up.
Yeah.
When does Hallmark announce Christmas movies?
Yeah. So.
They're doing it right now.
I know. It's Christmas in
July.
Let's see here. Mid-October this year. They'll be making their announcement. I cannot wait.
Dude, I got sucked into one of those. I wasn't paying attention. And all of a sudden, I realized I'd been watching a Hallmark Christmas movie, and it had been like 35 minutes.
And you're like, I
had to get up and go outside.
I got to see if she's going to marry Santa Claus's nephew.
Did you need a shot of testosterone after the movie, Ken?
No.
I think it was called, I think it had, now I can't remember his name. Good grief.
You know who
What
did
is
do one of
wrong with
those?
me?
Brandon Routh? He was the
Routh,
Superman for one episode, right?
Yes.
One show.
Oh,
One
Rob
movie.
Lowe was in this Christmas movie.
Who was in it?
Rob Lowe.
Oh, Rob Lowe.
Christmas movie. I think it was called The Christmas Shoe or something.
Oh, that's a great thing.
Yeah. Rob Lowe Christmas movie, The Christmas Shoes.
Ooh, look at that. $5 PB&J. Yes, you're correct, guys. So the PB&J story is a lie. We don't make it up. I don't know who they're counting for PB&J. This is why you need illegal immigration, because somebody else could make PB&Js for 50 cents.
I tell you what kind of peanut butter you can save on. Great value.
Great value. That is
What in the world?
I'm just trying to think.
Somebody's listening to me, boys.
Who?
So I just said Hallmark.
Oh.
Okay, somebody texted me. We provided incentives to Hallmark, and they moved. Oh, I know who this is.
Okay.
We provided incentives to Hallmark, and they moved a lot of their operations, I believe, to Tennessee.
Yeah,
they
I think
film
so.
a lot of their shows around. Well, I'll be.
Nobody films their shows in California anymore. It's too expensive. We did that thing earlier this year where they were talking about, was it Community, the show? Rob Lowe was on that too, right? And they said if they were to shoot that this year, they would go to Ireland because his new show, which is an American game show, they film in Ireland. It's cheaper to fly 100 people to Ireland and keep them there for a week than it is to film in L.A. You guys have done a great job. Speaking of that, we'll talk a little bit about inflation. We got our hot takes. Do a little bit of that as well. And gerrymandering, redistricting, whatever it is, it's gotten to the point now where they're not even pretending to say they're talking over us at this point in time. We'll talk a bit about that as well. If you want to reach out to us with your hot takes, and we're going to give you ours in a minute, tell everybody how they do it. Tell them what to text.
615-737-9986.
Hot Take Tuesday, straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 9 and 7. WebRoot is going to protect you. Everybody needs protection. I'll tell you what, the internet is a cesspool at times of insanity and people trying to do what? Get your data all the time. Don't let that happen. So WebRoot's incredible. So they're there to help you. They've got antivirus and web protection, and you can do it two ways. They got plans for individuals, so one identity up to 5 devices, and families up to 10 identities, 10 devices. It's awesome. So think about your elderly members who may get, you think they could get scammed easy, or maybe they have in the past. Protect them with WebRoot. Top of that, they've got identity protection up to $1 million in theft-related expensive and reimbursement. They got VPN and backup and 24/7 U.S.-based customer service, which is incredible, and no annoying pop-ups. Thank you so much. Quick to protect, and it's lightning fast. So what are you waiting for? Protect yourself, protect your identity, protect your people that you love with WebRoot. Now, they've got two things, right? You get 50% off either of them, WebRoot Total Protection or WebRoot Essentials. Go to webroot.com/Chad. That's WEBROT.com/Chad, webroot.com/Chad. Live a better digital life with WebRoot.
For many of us, generators are becoming a must-have household appliance. From unpredictable weather to surprise outages, it's better to be safe than sorry. Generator Supercenter of Nashville offers fast and easy installations with 24/7 service and monitoring to all brands of generators and expert repairs done right. Our mission is to make owning a backup generator simple and easy. Visit your local store today or check us out online. Generator Supercenter of Nashville. We serve all Middle Tennessee.
News that a Williamson County school is being sued over a biological boy being allowed to attend a required girls-only sex ed class has prompted a response from a majority leader of the Tennessee Senate. We'll let you hear what he says coming up at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Yeah, guys, doesn't matter. I'm talking to somebody who was in one of those Hallmark-like movies. Text the show. Said, hey, I played Santa Claus in one of those movies.
All right.
Get him back for Christmas. 2016, starring Alexa Pena Vega. Yeah. But, hey, I see Mario Lopez. That guy was absolutely built for those things, wasn't he? Woo! Natasha Bure, my assumption is that is Candace Cameron Bure's daughter, if I'm correct.
Yeah. And Representative Sapicki tells me that Tennessee and Hallmark, like Tennessee offered some incentives, and now Hallmark has moved a lot of their operations here to Tennessee.
That's it. That's
so,
what
boys,
you do.
we could land a part in one of these movies.
Yeah, that's our goal, is to be there, right? As they film, and you and I and everybody, we're all doing our bell camp because he didn't have a head, so it'll be like weird. We'll try to get you on the Wednesday movie.
Scott says I could play Burl Ives.
Oh, great Burl Ives. Burl Ives is the entertainment version of anyone? Colonel Sanders. Absolutely correct on that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. Very true. Hot Take Tuesday. We do our hot takes. It's fun. You could do political if you want. Me, I choose to have fun with our hot takes. And today I said Van Hagar. I preferred them over Van Halen. Doesn't mean I didn't like Van Halen. Just means if I had to listen to one of the two, I'm choosing Van Hagar every time.
That's your preference.
That's my preference. You, Bell.
Avatar was a garbage movie that should not and did not need sequels.
Bell loves that one. Do you think they just go and he just X's out and says, okay, we did water, we did fire or whatever. Now we're gonna do dirt.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna do air. And he's running. Now we're going to space. I don't know. Okay, Kent.
Mayonnaise should never, in all caps, be used in tuna fish sandwiches. Only Miracle Whip. And no pickles or celery.
Yeah, I don't get the celery. I don't relish. I think that's a Southern thing because my grandmother always made it that way, and I had aunts that would make it that way, and I celery's just gross to begin with to me. And then you stick it in the middle of a sandwich. I'm like, I wanted a tuna fish sandwich. I didn't need the vegetable.
Yeah. I just want, and I hate fish with when I mean a passion, I hate fish with a passion. And you know who you are who microwaves fish at the office where everybody hates you. And then you got to throw the microwave away. You just got to throw it away. There's nothing else you could do with it.
That's a bad smell, boy.
Isn't it? And every time you then go and you microwave something, like, oh, I got pizza from last night. What do you have? You have fish pizza. Okay? So, but I like tuna fish, but I like it, salt, pepper, pretty plain. I do the mayo. That's who I am as a person, as an American. He does Miracle Whip. That's the beauty is we can disagree on things and still be friends.
Too.
Huh?
I do mayo, too.
Yeah, but I don't want relish. Carrots.
No relish in it.
What are you people doing? Who are you people?
Hard-boiled eggs. I'll put eggs in it.
Man, that feels like a fartorama right there going on.
Yeah, it could get rough.
I'll put a couple slices of tomato on my tuna fish sandwich, but I'm not going to mix it in with the tuna.
No.
You don't want to do that.
Ray puts relish in his tuna, and he does make it with Miracle Whip.
Yes, sir. Way to go, brother
And
Ray.
he also he hates Taylor Swift because her new album came out. Well, she announced it today, and he's just mad because he got in line, and they're like, sorry, we already sold out. But he's like, I'm the biggest fan ever. If you guys ever listen to the show, Ray's not the biggest fan of Taylor Swift.
Or of you.
Or of me. He begrudgingly enjoys our fun because I talk to him, right? That's just it. Hot take. Oh, this is a good one.
Let's hear it.
Star Wars should have stopped after 3 original movies. The prequels suck and the 3 sequels suck. That first sequel, after waiting all those years, was so bad.
Those sequels are bad.
What was that kid's name that played the young Anakin?
Oh, what is his name? You're talking about the little boy.
No,
Anakin.
the one that became kind of a movie star kind of afterwards.
Yeah,
you're talking about Hayden Christensen?
Yeah.
Think about this. That movie was so bad, he started a movie cost $200 million, and he does nothing now.
That's
true. Little things here in the indie movies.
I
think he did Jumper as well.
Oh, Jumper was great. I wish that had done well because I would have loved to have seen a sequel of that.
One of our business partners wrote the movie Jumper.
Really?
Yep.
I really enjoyed that. Tell them good job.
I will. He also did, what's the one with, I always forget, with Brad Pitt and Edward Norton, the fighting movie?
Fight Club?
Fight Club, yeah. He wrote the
treatment?
Not the treatment. He actually wrote the
script?
Screenplay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
not the actual script.
Good job on that, too.
Yeah, well, that's pretty good.
What was that movie where Brad Pitt played the Mick?
Oh.
Where you couldn't understand a word he said, but he'd knock you out.
Lock, stock, and two
smoking barrels, yeah. With Jason Statham.
Yes.
Hello, it's me, Jason. When Jason had a little bit of hair, he was trying then.
That's right.
But that movie, remember, they were carnies. You never mess with carnies,
That's
man.
right.
You never do. Never mess with carnies. I'm telling you that right now.
That's the thing. I'm telling you, man, Brad Pitt, he can play those quirky characters.
Yes,
he can. He does it really well.
He is funny in those quirky. Didn't he just get robbed?
Yes, he did. They arrested 4 people. Ransacked his home.
Time for him to move. Oh, it was Snatch. It was called Snatch.
Snatch. That's it. Yeah.
Snatch. Also another good movie.
I think they were weren't both those movies directed by Guy Ritchie?
Yeah. Guy Ritchie is the British version of Quentin Tarantino, but not as good. Not as good. So those are your hot takes. Give us some more of your hot takes. Coming up, we'll talk a little bit about inflation. Got some other stuff to talk about, too, to have a little fun with you guys on this day. And, yeah, we may talk a little politics. We don't talk about that all the time. We talk about life because it's fun, and we're fun people. That's what we do here. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 99.7.
.30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. News that a Williamson County school is being sued over a biological boy who identifies as a girl being allowed to attend a required girls-only sex ed class has prompted reaction from State Senate Majority Leader Jack Johnson, who tells WTN's Nashville's Morning News with Dan Mandis the school may have violated state law.
When we reconvene our legislative session in January, we'll take a look at this. And if we need to tighten up the statute relative to this specific type of instance, we will certainly do so.
Reports say 13 girls opted out of the second day of the class because they were uncomfortable talking about personal issues with a boy in the classroom. Police in Austin, Texas, now identifying the Target store parking lot shooter as 32-year-old Ethan Neinecker. The motive for the shooter remains unclear, but police say he has a history of mental illness. After shooting the victims in the Target store parking lot, police say he stole a car, took off, allegedly crashed into several other cars before getting out, stealing another car from a dealership. He was eventually caught when he was spotted on the other side of the city. And authorities in Atlanta releasing more details about the suspected shooter who opened fire, killing a police officer at the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention last week near Emory University.
Preliminary information from DeKalb County Medical Examiner's Office indicates that Officer David Rose's injuries were caused by one of the shooter's weapons. The shooter died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Suspect may have been suffering from mental health issues. Police say authorities were called to his family's home weeks before the shooting. Companies raising their prices in response to President Trump's tariffs appear to be driving up inflation, says Jim Ryan, who takes a look at the Consumer Price Index for July.
Compared to a year ago, inflation was up 2.7% last month, but strip out food and energy costs, and the increase was 3.1% year over year. One item pushing up core inflation is airfares, which surged 4% in July after several months in decline.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Beacon Capital Management wants to help you because the new big, beautiful bill is in effect. And there's a lot of things in there tax-wise that you may have no idea because most people don't. That's what they do. Full service across the board, not just dollars and cents, saving you dollars and cents. How about this? You can deduct up to $10,000 in car loan interest. Okay, so right there. But there's some things to go with it, including the vehicle being assembled here in the U.S., On top of that, if maybe you want to do deductions, but you're like itemized, they got above the line charitable deduction of $1,000 for individuals, $2,000 for couples, just to name a few. Not everything's one size fit all. And if you are older, right, and you're thinking to yourself, what can I do? If you're 65 or older, you're eligible for additional senior deduction up to $6,000 with a phase out. Although not complete elimination of taxes and Social Security benefits, this measure does provide valuable temporary tax planning options. So what are you looking for? Well, you don't know because you don't know what's in there. That's what Beacon is all about. Call them today. Set up a easy conversation with them. Personalized financial consultation just with Beacon. Check them out online at beaconcm.com, beaconcm.com, or call 615-488-9303, 615-488-9303. This is a paid placement. Ken, what school was that again? That the
Legacy Middle School there in Williamson County.
Guy walked in. My name's Linda. And I may or may not have had my period. I'm going to go with no, but I appreciate the opportunity for you to say that.
Not only no, but never will.
Never will. That's a period. That's a fake period for you guys. Give him a man pond. Oh, goodness me. That's just, this is, how do you think he felt being in there? That had to feel awkward for him as much as it did the girls. First of all of those things are awkward because adults are talking to you about adult stuff, if you will, and they're usually not good at that, and they feel awkward. So, and then Jack Johnson's going to get him?
He just says we might have to tighten up something in the rules, in the law.
I thought that was already tightened out. Didn't they already come up with the you can't do that thing?
I'd have to go back and look.
There's so many of those things.
But this I'm not sure about, and he's not sure about it either. At least while he was, talking to Dan Mandis this morning. That's why he's going to look into it.
Well, that's probably because Dan Mandis made him nervous. Probably why. You know how Dan does it. Is that the same school that was putting litter boxes? No, there's no litter. That was fake. Stop with the litter boxes. Stop with that. Although, an insane world, could it happen? No, it can't happen. We were talking earlier about the cost of life, because that's what really matters. At the end of the night, you lay your head down, you're going to sleep, you're not thinking to yourself about anything other than, oh my God, what do I have to do tomorrow and how much does life cost? But the peanut butter and jelly thing has sparked quite a conversation, because according to new pretend data, it's $5 for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I've broken it down. Are you ready for this? Loaf of basic white bread. We're going to do some averages here, because some are 16, some are 24, whatever. So let's just say 20 slices. Cost the sandwich for the bread, 25 to 40 cents. Peanut butter, $2.50 to $5. So even if you go up high, right, anywhere between 16 and 31 cents per scoop. And jelly, $2 to $4. 24 tablespoons, 1 tablespoon for sandwich, 8 cents to 17 cents. So low end, if you start adding everything up, the average cost should be right around 55 to 60 cents. High end, maybe near $1. So I don't know if they're eating gold peanut butter, which is a possibility.
No, Amish artisanal baguettes.
Well, yeah, and we got Ken here, and that guy knows the Amish. Are they Amish? Oh, Lord. I just don't get how you get that. And I know it's expensive, but that seems like it's just way too damn expensive for a sandwich. And I don't know who makes up some of these things. Probably the person that wanted to destroy me with the fake numbers. The fake job numbers are fake. Always have been. I hear that they're not going to do those anymore. Or they're going to hold off for them.
Like revisions?
Yeah, well, no, they may not do them at all.
Oh.
Which I don't
do the job numbers at all.
Yeah, which I don't think is a good thing, because there's certain things inside of there that forecast. Everything with anything where you're forecasting and guesstimating because you don't have all the data, you got to always have it, there's an asterisk next to it. I mean, if you send out all of those questionnaires and you only get 50 to 60% of them back, they used to get like 70 to 80%. You're always going to revise because you don't have all the data. But they need that, apparently. The way that they look out when it comes to parts of the stock market, as well as, obviously, the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve. Earlier today, his name being Gavin Newsom, who wants to be president of the United States. He has he has something for the president because of what's going on in Texas, where I still don't think they know where any of those Democrats are.
President Trump, it's time to stand down. It's time to make another phone call to Greg Abbott. This time, instead of calling him and telling him you're quote unquote entitled to 5 congressional seats, it's time to tell him to stand down. It's time to recognize that democracy is at risk. It's time to, dare I say, do the right thing. Actually see how that feels for you, doing the right thing. If you don't, California will neutralize anything you do in the state of Texas. California will continue to punch above its weight. We believe in democracy. We believe in the enduring values of our founding fathers. 249 years. We're not going to sit back passively. We're not going to sit back and watch you light democracy on fire. We will fight fire with fire.
Sounds like Gavin had been drinking or something. There.
Just the guy cannot resist an opportunity to bloviate and say nothing.
Yes. I love my favorite thing of this. And by the way, the Republicans are just as guilty of this insanity.
What are you talking about? Gerrymandering?
That's what they all do. But my favorite, they're not even pretending anymore. We're doing it for, no, they're now coming out going, we're going to pick our people that we believe are going to give us the best way to win. And then, so after that happens, Greg Abbott goes on to Jake Tapper's program.
Well, let me ask you just this final question, sir, as a bigger picture item, which is what's unusual about this is that you're attempting to do it in 2025 as opposed to waiting till the end of the decade, as normally is when the redistricting takes place. You've explained the Supreme Court decision that led you to do this. But what's going on, obviously, is not happening in Texas. It's not happening in a vacuum. We have Democrats in California and New York and other states saying, well, if Governor Abbott does this in Texas, we're going to add 5 Democratic seats. Are you not worried at all about a redistricting, gerrymandering arms race going on? And theoretically, is it not just better for voters to be picking their politicians instead of politicians to be picking their voters through gerrymandering?
Which is what I've been saying for quite a while.
I'd ask the Democrats the same thing.
Oh, 100%. But see, here's the thing. The Democrats, they go to the TikTok.
Yeah.
Or they go to MSNBC. Nobody goes, very few decide to go on somebody on the other side of the aisle. I mean, it's one thing about Republicans, you know, and Bill Maher's talked about it. Hey, you know, most Republicans know when they're coming on his show on Friday night that a vast majority of the audience is going to be against their ideas and stuff, but they have no problem coming on. Where Republicans, Democrats, very few will go on anywhere, which is sad. So this is what he had to say.
Well, to be clear, listen, all those big blue states, they've already gerrymandered. Look at the map of Illinois. Look at the map of California, New York, and Massachusetts, and so many other blue states. They gerrymandered a long time ago. They got nothing left with regard to what they can do. And know this, if California tries to gerrymander 5 more districts, listen, Texas has the ability to eliminate 10 Democrats in our state. We can play that game more than they can because they have fewer Republican districts in their states.
Let me ask you a question. Do any of you idiots actually think to yourself, hey, is this good for the American people? Or is it just, let me show you what I can do for my party? We need to start. We need to tear it all up, start all over again. Well, sorry, founding fathers. You gave us the opportunity to come out here and be self-reliant and govern ourselves. We couldn't do it. We couldn't. Money got involved. Then gerrymandering got involved. And then the next thing you know, came the internet and everything went sideways even more. And this is what we've got ourselves, which is a disaster. And it's frustrating because I want my politician in the district that represents me, the state that represents me, to actually have to work for my vote. Not know that they've picked me or they've picked you specifically, knowing that enough people are going to vote in one direction to keep them protected. That is not a great place to be. No, it should be frustrated with both sides on this. Start over. That's it. I said it last week. Draw it up. Do it based on populations and areas. It's not going to be perfect, but I bet you we get it right 80, 85% of the time compared to places like Massachusetts. It's like, well, we'll do it too. What are you going to do?
They've already done as much as they can.
You don't have one Republican in your state. You have 5 little seats in the state house. No Republicans representing you at the federal level. Nothing when it comes to mayors, governors, lieutenant governors, any of that stuff. And you've got 40% of people in Massachusetts voted for Trump. So think about that. 40%, they have no representation. Same thing in places like Chicago, Illinois. Illinois is the worst, too. Illinois is just, they don't even pretend. So, yeah, I think it's a joke. I think we need to stop this insanity. We do. We need to stop this insanity. We need to get people who want to actually work for the people, want to work for the votes, and will actually go there and do a job and bring us a report card. I don't expect perfection. That's the other thing. You know, like what you say, the purity test? Well, it's the perfection test. We want perfection. No, I want you to work for the American people. I care about the American people. I don't care about parties. Because parties are going to let you down. They're essentially the same party outside of a few.
Oh, my God, you're a libtard.
No, I'm not. Libtard. You're a libtard there, Chad. What do you think of that? Meh. No, I care about the American people. I care about you and I more than I care about the power of the person that we voted to go do a job for us because we're doing our other jobs and living our lives, and they decided this most important thing is themselves, the party, and anything left, we trickle down to us, which is frustrating AF. We were talking about the junior high earlier. Somebody said they think that incident happened before the law went into effect.
Well, it happened in May of last year.
Yeah, so
last
that
school year
may have been an issue.
Because the law wouldn't have taken effect until July.
Yeah, so there you go.
If it was passed in the last year, which I believe it was.
Yeah, I think it was. So that's how, you don't need to do anything else. We don't need to, everybody doesn't need to lose themselves over this. We don't need to turn this into something bigger than it is, which we tend to do now in politics. What? Somebody did what? Okay, we know the rule now. That happened the rule went into effect. It's gone into effect. If it happens next week, then there's a conversation to have. Let's all move on. Everybody settle down. Coming up, more of your hot takes. My hot take today is Van Hagar is better than Van Halen. It's not the love. I mean, they are. Why can't this be love? Right? Absolutely. Miracle Whip for tuna. That's Ken's hot take.
Yes, sir.
The whip. And Belle hates Avatar with a passion.
It was a garbage movie, and it didn't need sequels.
There you go. But it got a bunch. And what do you say? He's got 3, 4, and 5 coming.
There's another 42 coming or something.
42. Be prepared to be prepared. That, among other things, straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997. Birch Gold. Birch Gold. Why gold? See what's going on out there? That's why. Opportunities abound because gold's made quite a move, and it's still holding strong. The dollar is not doing as great as it could be. I think it's off to the worst start since the early 70s. You've got the potential for not only inflation, but maybe a recession, all the things going on with tariffs. And then let's get to the chaos going on in the globe. Gold is a smart place to diversify, and Birch is going to help you with that. Text the word Benson to 989898 today. They're going to get you out an info kit. You can't make a decision, and an informed one, without the information, and that's what Birch realized. So you text the word Benson to 989898. They get you out that, and they're going to show you that maybe you would like to move an IRA or 401k to a tax-sheltered IRA backed by precious metals like gold, or maybe you just like to own the physical, which is always cool too. Keep it at a safe. You never know. Zombie apocalypse. That may help you. But make this a situation where you at least get the information. It's absolutely free. Text the word Benson, BENSON, to 989898 today for Birch Gold.
Metro Police searching for 2 suspects involved in a shootout with the clerk at a tobacco store in Antioch last night. I've got details on that and more coming up at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
You ever think to yourself as you're shooting it out with the guy at the tobacco store because you tried to steal a vape that maybe you've made some wrong choices? Maybe this didn't go the way you thought it was going to go.
Oh, we're having a dispute. I know how to handle this.
Yeah, that's welcome to, unfortunately, the new way that everything's handled.
And if I'm the clerk, it's your world, G. If they've got a gun, it's your store, dude.
But the problem is everybody else has guns, too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's actually good if you need it.
It is.
My advice to the clerk, shoot for center mass.
What was that movie, The Patriot, with Mel Gibson?
Yeah.
Aim big, hit big, aim small, miss small. There you go. We were doing a Hot Take Tuesday, and somebody said Van Hagar's abomination. And so, and David Lee Roth sold more. So David Lee Roth did sell more. He had more albums with him. Both of them had #1 hits. Van Hagar had 9 top 40s. Van Halen had 7. Panama, Ain't Talking About Love, and obviously Jump were huge for Van Halen. I just didn't like, and you know what's funny is I like David Lee Roth when he kind of went and did, his own stuff. I thought some of that stuff was cool. California Girls and stuff.
Yeah.
He was nuts, though.
He still is kind of an odd dude.
He is so wackadoo.
Some of his art's pretty cool, though.
He is a bit of a wackadoo. I'll watch some of his stuff that he does, and he is, but he's still, like I was telling Belle yesterday, that guy's still, like, super fit. Still does his yoga and his kung fu, which is.
Remember when he played himself on The Sopranos?
Yes. Did you ever watch him when he was on with Rogan?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. He's one of those people where, like, there's a finite time, and you're like, okay, that's enough.
Yeah, it's like he never turns it off.
No, you're exhausting. We thought maybe it was a character, and it is not a character.
It is him.
Somebody said David Lee Roth can't hold Sammy's jockstrap. Why would a tobacco store be open at midnight? Because somebody's got to get their vape.
Yeah, it's probably like one of those tobacco /
Oh, it's that thing that John Rose is worried about?
That's just Jason being sarcastic with that question.
Something about this story tells me that maybe the clerk and the other 2 had a beef outside of the store. You know what I mean?
Like they knew each other?
Yes.
Like maybe there was a deal that didn't work out, or somebody stole somebody's fat girlfriend? I don't know. I'm assuming she was larger. I wasn't making an assumption.
Fat shaming. Fat shaming.
Shame! Coming up, we got hour number 3 of the program. We're going to talk about, we can do a little bit on Russia, right? Do a little bit on D.C. We haven't done too much D.C. today. And I'm going to tell you the perfect example of data and facts and why you can, the perfect example of, I'm going to give my team's score. Because that is politics in a nutshell. And we try to just deliver the truth, get you to look at all different angles, make you think, hey, critical thinking here. I think this. That's simple. We'll talk a bit about that. More on Hot Take Tuesday. And, of course, Matt will be here towards the end of the hour as well. The welcome Matt, as we call it. If you're missing the show, shame on you. Grab the podcast. Chad Benz Show, Super Talk 997.
Two o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Police in Nashville looking for 2 suspects involved in a shootout with a clerk at a tobacco store on the corner of Bell Road and Murfreesboro Pike in Antioch last night. Channel 4's Joylyn Bukovac was on the scene this morning.
Metro police say 2 men with their faces partially covered walked inside, got into a fight with an employee, and then started shooting. Right now, police say they are not sure of a motive yet, but within minutes, that fight moved outside and even more shots were fired between the worker and the suspects. The employee was shot in the stomach and then rushed to the hospital. His injuries are not believed to be life-threatening.
Suspects fled the scene in a vehicle, which detectives are working to identify. Authorities in Atlanta releasing new details of last week's CDC shooting that killed a police officer near Emory University. Over 500 shell casings, 5 firearms, and other evidence recovered from the scene that'll be submitted for further forensic testing. Close to 200 rounds impacted 6 of the CDC buildings.
Preliminary information from DeKalb County Medical Examiner's Office indicates that Officer David Rose's injuries were caused by one of the shooter's weapons. The shooter died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Police say the shooter, 30-year-old Patrick Joseph White, may have been motivated by a grievance related to the COVID-19 vaccine, which he reportedly blamed for making him ill and depressed. Spanish police have dismantled what they call a spiritual retreat for allegedly providing clients with hallucinogenic substances and frog venom. The operation led to the arrest of 3 people suspected of leading the group, 5 others who acted as quote-unquote spiritual guides. Police emphasize that these substances can have unpredictable and dangerous effects. For instance, Cambo, which comes from giant monkey tree frogs' skin secretions, has been linked to seizures, liver failure, heart attacks, and even death. The White House says President Trump intends to hear Vladimir Putin out at their meeting later this week in Alaska. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy.
Without Ukraine's president in the room, the White House press secretary now says the Anchorage summit will amount to a listening exercise.
And the goal of this meeting for the president is to walk away with a better understanding of how we can end this war.
Caroline Leavitt confirms President Trump will meet with Vladimir Putin one-on-one Friday. The president has spoken of the need for land swaps, an indication Ukraine may have to cede territory to bring the years-long war to an end. But Trump has also suggested Putin might just be tapping him along. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
Ford is recalling over 100,000 F-150 pickups, the 2023-2025 models equipped with the Trailer Tow Max Duty package because of the possibility of a vehicle rolling away on its own or a loss of drive power. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
So it's a listening exercise. Is that the new thing now? Have you seen if you go on TikTok and all of that stuff?
Oh, yeah, he's going there to listen.
We listen, we don't judge. We listen, we don't judge. I don't like this guy. He's very bad. He's a horrible person, steal money. I don't like him. So this isn't going to play out the way that Trump was hoping for. And Zelensky's not going to be there, so there's no Europeans there. So you just go there and you listen to what he has to say, and he's got nothing. Trump has nothing in the way of being able to offer him anything or threaten him at this point in time with anything. The upper hand is all sitting with the pooter.
Well, and from what I understand, the demands on both sides they're like non-starters.
Yeah.
Like Putin is demanding that Ukraine demilitarize.
Yeah, which is not going to happen. That's why they're in the mess they're in. And we can't allow that to happen, by the way, because one of the things that's going to happen is if there is anything that takes place as far as a deal gets done is us, NATO, Europeans, everybody, they're going to have to say, if you go and give up 18 to 20% of your land. So think about, as somebody put it earlier when they text, think about giving up all of the Southwest and things like, if you go and do that, there has to be some sort of guarantee that if Putin does it again, that somebody's going to be there to protect them. And there's no demilitarizing. And they want Zelensky gone. That's the other one. He has to be gone. So none of that that's not going to happen. It isn't.
He's going to ask Putin, well, who would we replace him with? He's going, I got a guy.
Yeah. That's it. He wants a puppet state. My buddy who's in D.C., who I asked earlier today, hey, have you been mugged yet? And he's like, no, I've been here for like most of my life. Never been mugged. I said, oh, that's a bummer. But he goes, hey, Chad, I know you were talking about it earlier. Did Putin get all of the Nazis out of there? Remember that? Remember that was a big thing at the beginning? All the Nazis.
Yeah, it was in his announcement of the operation starting that he said it was the denazification of Ukraine has begun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he brought that up again in the latest lead up to this Friday's summit.
Yeah. Somebody said, no offense, Chad. Sometimes you talk to hear yourself talk. No, I talk because it's my job. Here, watch this. Okay, listen to this, guys.
You're not doing your job, sir.
There you go. Trump, I don't think Trump's well prepared because he realized there's nothing he can do.
Zelensky's Jewish, too.
No, yes.
And I guess that means if he's going to be a good Jew, if he's going to be a good Nazi, he's supposed to kill himself?
He's anti-Semitic. You guys gotta
how does that work?
So there's not, he says, the assumption that you have no idea what's going to happen. Well, here's my buddy who does know stuff like this because this is what he does for a living. I spoke to him earlier today. Mike Lyons, like military analyst, big time, a retired major. This guy is like the cream of the crop, worked in NATO, handled like the weapons. I said, dude, what's going to happen? Is something going to get done?
Yeah, Chad, I don't see this having a favorable outcome for Ukraine on any level right now. First of all, Russia is making significant advances on the ground with their military in areas that Ukraine had been holding for the past few months. And so if you're looking at this formula to negotiate a settlement, there's just not enough leverage on Vladimir Putin to agree to anything to stop because he's having success on the battlefield. You go back to like the Dayton Accords, let's say, right? What stopped, Bosnia and Serbia from that conflict back in the mid-90s. The whole thing was about stopping the fighting, right? Stopping the shooting at this point and then figure out the political situation later. And that seems to be what the Trump answer is here. Just, kind of stop the fighting and we'll figure it out later. I just don't see Russia doing that because they don't have to. They're doing well right now, and I'm afraid we're setting up the administration as well as Zelensky for a big fall. I don't think Russia's agreeing to anything.
No, and he doesn't have to. His guys are moving. He's moved another 150,000 soldiers, give or take. They're making, as we're talking about this day, he says, what was once a World War I trench warfare where they were moving yards, not miles. They're moving 5, 10 miles, sometimes 20 miles a day. And they're planning more. So, and it's an odd thing, too, because he wants that buffer between NATO, which I get, right? You don't want them on your doorstep. I totally understand that. But at the same time, pre the NATO worry, you've always wanted to unite the old Soviet Union as much as possible. You know what the wacky places, right? Like Turkmenistan. Have you ever seen Turkmenistan?
Not that I know of.
It is the weirdest place on they call it the weirdest place on the planet.
It's like the North Korea of the
It is
central.
More so. So like it's crazy. But that's one of the places he's like, you know what, I'll do a hard pass on that. That's where the cars all have to be white. They all have to be white.
Turkmenistan.
Yeah, and you can't have a dirty car or you'll be in trouble for that. Like it's crazy. He doesn't want that. He wants some of the bigger players. But the whole thought of them, could you imagine what it was like if they gave up all their weapons? They gave up their nuclear weapons. That's why they're in the mess they're in. But no, and Trump has already admitted it. This is going to be more of a conversation and a listening exercise because he's got nothing to offer. The only thing that Trump could do is tell them, we're going to fund the hell out of them. We're going to give them all the weapons, which isn't going to go over well. Or he's going to have to go hard after all of the companies that support Russia in a shadow economy, where we go and we hit them with certain things and we do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But outside of individuals, they're on a war, they're on a war footing when it comes to their economy. So it's been okay. But we'd have to go after India. I don't think we're prepared to do that. We're not going to go after China. We just extended the trade tariff thing for another 90 days. So what do you have to offer? Nothing. You don't have anything to offer. And Zelensky, you can't have a real conversation about any of this without Zelensky. So I have a feeling that he's going to come back and go, we talked. It was a good conversation. He likes me, He loves me. He thinks I'm the best. He said, you're the best. Just, Trump, don't drink anything they hand you. Don't stand by a window. Can we all agree with that as they meet in Alaska?
Yeah, don't open doors. Don't touch anything.
Don't touch anything.
Not even want to wear a mask.
Yeah. You might want to. Somebody said, so you're saying he's wasting his time? He just said he was wasting his time. Did he not? Did he not just say it was a listening exercise?
Well, he says, earlier he was quoted as saying he's going to know 2 minutes in whether there is a possibility that Putin is going to make a deal to end this war.
Yeah, and I don't think, why would you if you're him? We want to push him to an off-ramp, and if we're not going to get him with weapons, and even if we gave him weapons, at this point in time, they are so stretched thin in Ukraine that even giving them stuff isn't going to be able to do the trick because eventually, which is always been Putin's thing, you're going to run out of, you may have bullets, but you've run out of people, or you'll run out of bullets and we'll still have people. Either way, it's going to happen. The question you have to ask yourself if you're Zelensky is, what do I do to try to keep my country somewhat intact and give them some sort of sovereignty without him marching himself to Kyiv? Which is also weird because then you get to the point where you're in Kyiv and all of a sudden you've moved to NATO. Are you going to fight Poland, which is itching for a fight, as we always know? Boy, are they ready for that thing. Put him up.
Especially after seeing, what a paper tiger that, Russia's turned out to be.
Yeah. Well, because they didn't think that the world would back them. They thought it would be over in a couple weeks. The world wasn't going to back them. When the world backed them, and it's different too. Every day was a victory for Ukraine because they survived. So that was every day. But it's exhausting when you get to the point where you realize, okay, the world's not sure what they want to do with us, and we could kind of walk away from this. But Zelensky's also like, I don't want to give stuff up, which is understandable. He can't even do that. He's got to go back to the lawmakers, according to the Constitution, before he can even make a deal like that. But when you're fighting for your life, it's a different thing. That's why the Russians suffered so many horrible, when this is said and done, we're going to look and realize the Russians, like man to man, just got thumped. They just had more men. But you're not fighting for, you were snatched. You went to the library and you came out of the library and you got snatched up and told you're going to the front line. You're fighting for your life, but you're not fighting for something. They're fighting for their survival as a nation. That's a different thing. It is. So we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. But I just don't think it's what we want. I think eventually they'll get something, but I think it's going to be completely in favor for them. It's just, are you going to be able to keep 80% of your country, or are you going to only keep 50? And I love the fact, could you imagine, and this is where we've got to tell the pooter, they're not going to disarm. That's not going to happen. Because if we tell them they've got to disarm, then means that we have to back them if you do something else.
And you've already shown us why they don't need to be disarmed.
Yeah. Somebody said earlier, just give them nukes. Just give them nukes.
Where did their nuclear weapons go? Back to Russia?
We took them and destroyed them or whatever. Oh. But yeah, we promised them kind of sort of, nobody's going to attack you guys. Give up your nukes. Like, okay, man. And they gave up the nukes. How'd that work out for you? Not well. The inflation holding steady. But the guy that is being nominated for the new BLS has said, I don't know if we need to do these job things monthly. Maybe we'll suspend those for a while. I don't know if I like that.
They never get them right anyway.
Yeah, but that's, first of all, it's antiquated. Part of the reason they don't get them right is because it's a stupid system where you have to fill stuff out. It's important to certain sectors of the economy, especially in the Fed and things like that. But it's like everything in government. It's carrier pigeon while everybody else is working on a supercomputer. And that's how you get the information. It's not because they hate you or like you or love you. It's just, I send out a questionnaire. You tell me if you hired anybody. You don't fill it out. I've got to guesstimate whether or not you hired anybody based on what sector you're in or whatever. Then you send it back 3 weeks later. And I've got to come up with, I got to go revise that. They don't even give them a computer. They got an abacus.
Sounds about right.
That sounds about the government, right? That's what we're talking about. Coming up, we're talking a little bit about D.C. We got Hot Takes, Hot Take Tuesday. We're going to tell you guys what our hot takes are. It involves Avatar, Van Halen, and Miracle Whip. Talk about that. Reach out to us across our social media. We got Rumble. We got the YouTube. We got Twitch. We got Facebook. And, yes, I've got those things as well. Check me out at Chad Benson Show. This is the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997. Rough Greens, ruffgreens.com/Chad. Vitamins, minerals, probiotics, omega-3, 6, 9, all these incredible things packed into a supplement you give your dog on a daily basis. Your dog will love it. It's fuel for their body. Just like we reach for it, whether it's an energy drink or a coffee in the morning, we need a little pick-me-up. This is going to help them get through the days. It's 1 scoop a day on top of their food. Not only is it going to give them more energy, it's going to help with things like their coat, their skin, their digestive tract, their heart health, their immunity, just to name a few things, as well as their aches and pains in their joints. It can make them more mobile. They're going to live a happier, better life, and it's only 1 scoop a day. You don't have to change a darn thing. $20 Jumpstart Value Bag. You get it for free. They ask you just cover the cost of shipping. It's a few bucks. Try it now. Your dog will love it. You love what you do for your dog. ruffgreens.com/Chad. ruffgreens.com/Chad. Prize Picks. That's right. Football season. Football is back, as my good friend would say over there. And now's the time. Get yourself ready for football. Are you ready to take those hot picks, those things you know about each player, and turn them into some cash? You can win up to 2,000 times your money with Prize Picks. Simple and easy. It's less, it's more. It's that easy. Said the other day, let's say Cam Ward's coming in, and you're like, he's going to play a half. I think he's going to have more than 105 yards. Boom. That's more. Maybe you look over and you say, I think over here, right, the whoever it is, pick somebody else and you're like, I can't stand that guy. I love that guy. More or less, interception, yards, you name it. It's that easy. You can go cross sports. You can do it all simple and easy. It takes about 60 seconds to sign up. Now, here's the other great thing. When you download the Prize Picks app today, use code Chad. You get $50 immediately placed into your account when you place your first $5 lineup. So just like I did, right there, pick 2 players, more or less. It's that simple. They're going to put $50 in, win or lose. So simple. What are you waiting for? Download the app today. Play Prize Picks. Get your $50 directly into your account when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be 21, present, Tennessee. Gambling problem? Call Tennessee Red Line 1-800-889-9789.
Deadly rattlesnake bite in Middle Tennessee. I'll tell you about it at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Man, we were just talking earlier. That's a rattler, though.
Yeah.
That's
out on the trail.
Gotta be careful. I mean, it's
gotta be prepared too.
Yeah,
man.
you gotta be prepared. And this time of year, they're everywhere. You just don't see them. That's what they're about. And a lot of time that when you hear know that they want no part of you. They don't want to bite you.
They're literally saying, go away.
But a lot of times when they bite, it's because they didn't really hear you or see you. You startled them. They did the only thing that they know to do, which is, they can't flip you off. So they bite you.
And I'm wondering, I mean, because that is the thing about a rattler. They will let you know ahead of time. I'm wondering if maybe, this person had their headphones in and
probably,
hiking away, listening to music, and just didn't even know.
Or stumbled upon them.
Yeah.
And, that maybe the rattler had his headphones on. You don't know. Because usually they could feel the ground, as far as not hear, but they can feel what's coming. And that person may have said, oh, there's a rock I want to step on. And it was on the rock sunning itself because it'll take the heat from the rock and transfer it to its body. And then, boom. And that sucks. Usually, though, you don't get very rarely do you have rattlesnake deaths as far as bites go. I mean, it's very rare. I mean, you have even if you don't get help, you still have a very good shot of surviving if you're healthy, a rattler bite. Not going to be comfortable.
No.
But still. It is Hot Take Tuesday. We're doing hot takes here. My hot take of the day was Van Hagar. That's with Sammy Hagar, as he couldn't drive 55, but you know what he could do? Deliver hit after hit with awesomeness with Van Halen. I thought Van Hagar was better. Bell.
Avatar was crap, and it should not and did not need any sequels.
Yeah. So Bell loves Avatars.
Avatar's garbage.
And by the way, if you guys don't, let me tell you something about Bell. Bell's hate, he has 2 things he hates in life. He can't stand Robert Reich. I don't know what happened. They hate each other. He's the former labor secretary under Clinton or whatever. They go at it all the time. Or under Obama.
No. I insult him and he ignores me.
Yeah. And he hates Avatar. I don't know what James Cameron did to him, but it must have been
You know what? I'm a huge fan of Titanic, but Avatar was just, it's boring.
Yeah. It is a technological marvel, but I didn't need 3 hours of it, is what you're saying. All right. And on to Ken, who says?
I say mayonnaise should never be used in tuna fish sandwiches. Only Miracle Whip.
Only
no pickles.
Miracle Whip.
Or celery.
I just got a picture from my buddy who's listening online with his Star-Kissed tuna and Best Foods mayonnaise.
Yes, sir. I mean, no, sir.
Nope, you said yes, sir. Too late. You can't take it back. No, take it back.
Oh.
Hey, Brian just texted in. This is very, very true. Avatar was Dances with Wolves with Smurfs.
Yes.
Who needs
that's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of Dances with Wolves with Smurfs. I've heard. It's like he took it, just crossed it out, but blue flying guy. Oh, Van Hagar, though. Belle does not hate everything. All right?
Not everything.
Love ABBA, love Ghost, love Ghostbusters.
You love Ghost? Well, I know he talks about Ghost. He was like, Whoopi Goldberg was great in that. And so was Demi Moore. Different Ghost.
Different Ghost.
Different Ghost right there. No doubt about that. Copperheads. People talking about, Wolf. Somebody just said something here that would light up.
Uh-oh.
Football is overrated.
Ooh.
Chad Benson did say that. Chad Benson did not say that. Football. So that's crazy. But
or as Kramer would say, that's kooky talk.
That is that is kooky talk. That there's fighting words in the South. I'll tell you that right now. Football. Very excited about football season. I can't wait. Coming up, we'll talk a little bit about D.C. because the Fed, they're taking over, and they're going to reevaluate in 30 days. But I'm going to play something for you that's a perfect example of how people can craft a message based on statistics that are true, but they only tell a portion of the story. And that is the magical chaos that we have in our modern times. Talk about that, among other things, straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Token, 997.
.2:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. In southern Middle Tennessee, a hiker has died from a snake bite. Happened in Savage Gulf State Park on Friday. First responders, including park rangers and emergency services, performed CPR. Then they rushed the victim to the hospital, but they ultimately died there. Grundy County Emergency Management reported the death and reminds hikers, carry first aid supplies and be aware of wildlife. News that a Williamson County school is being sued over a biological boy who identifies as a girl being allowed to attend a required 2-day girls-only sex ed class, reaching Majority Leader of the Tennessee Senate, Jack Johnson, who tells WTN's Nashville's Morning News with Dan Mandis that school may have violated state law.
I think that they were legally bound to prevent that biological boy from being in that class with biological girls, talking about things that are very sensitive in terms of sex education, family life, and that type of thing.
Reports say 13 girls opted out of that second day of class because they were uncomfortable talking about personal issues with a boy in the classroom. Austin, Texas police naming the man who opened fire outside of that Target store yesterday, killing 3 people. They say he's 32-year-old Ethan Neinecker. The motive for the shooter remains unclear, but police say he has a history of mental illness. After shooting the victims in the Target parking lot, police say he stole a car and took off, allegedly crashing into several other cars before getting out and stealing another car from a dealership. He was eventually caught when he was spotted on the other side of the city. And the hunt is on for a murderer from Washington State who appears to be on the run in Southern California now.
51-year-old convicted felon Alexander Rogers allegedly stabbed to death 2 victims last Thursday in Longview, Washington. The victims, 64 and 73 years old. Police in Longview say it was unprovoked.
May have been doing some handyman or work at their house for them.
On Monday, Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies found Rogers' car at a trailhead in Calabasas, California. It's believed he's on the run in Southern California, causing worry in the celebrity-filled community. Longview Police Captain Brandon McNew with this message.
Enough is enough. It's time to turn yourself in.
Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Busy bee. School is back in session. Busy Bee's ready to help you out. Why? Because they got some great giveaways right now for teachers, faculty members. Opportunities for you to not only do things like fix your septic issues. Right now, 15% off any septic work, main drain lines, or whole home repipes. But on top of that, if you upgrade your HVAC system, so you're like, I need to get this thing done, they're going to enter you in for a chance to win the Healthy Hive giveaway. What is that? A $1,500 sponsorship to a local school of your choice within the service area. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, I don't need that, what else could I do? You join the Beehive Club. First, it's a smart thing to do, and you want to be a smarty pants because that's what school is for. You join the Beehive Club, they're going to let you gift a free membership to a local teacher, coach, or faculty member. That simple. You buy one, you gift one. Easy peasy. You can breathe easier, $100 off indoor quality products, as well as $50 off water filtration system. The kids, I could go on and on. Busy Bee has you covered on everything, and they're going to help you out with the school thing as well. School, smart thing to do, because that's about smarts. What are you waiting for? Call Busy Bee today, 775-7833, 775-7833, or book online at busybeehvac.com. The Wellness Institute of Nashville. They want to get you back, if that makes sense. Go to painisbad.com right now. Big Daddy Trump special, $12 off, comprehensive exam, x-rays if needed, and they're going to explain the diagnosis all in your first treatment. All right, so write this number down, 615-246-5009, 615-246-5009. So the first thing you think is, why didn't I come here? Because you're going to meet Dr. Mitchell, Dr. Ashley. It's the most amazing place. They're incredible. You're going to feel like, okay, this is going the right way. Then you're going to get the technology and see it. It's like, whoa, this is incredible. So if you've got issues, right, and you're worried, I don't want to have surgery, no spinal injections, no painkillers. If you got an MRI, bring it. Their whole thing is they want to get you back to a pain-free life. But you got to have a plan, and they work it with you. That's the beauty of the Wellness Institute of Nashville. Call them today. Take advantage of their $12 special. Comprehensive exam, x-rays if needed, all right there for just $12. 615-246-5009 or online at painisbad.com. Yes, Turkmenistan. We were talking about that earlier. Go check that out. Turkmenistan, baby. We're talking about crazy places. I watched a thing the other day. I got sucked into one of those YouTube, I'm traveling around the world things. This guy went to, everything is marble. Like, you go to the airport, it's the biggest airport you've ever seen that looks like it's worth billions of dollars. There's nobody in it.
Didn't the dictator do what? You're only allowed to own a white car?
White car. Oh, and he changed the names of the days. He also changed the name of the national anthem so he could have him and his mom in the national anthem.
Nice.
Yeah, it was.
He was somebody looking out for his people.
He was spectacularly. He was crazy on a level where you're like, are you just messing with me? Because I feel like you're messing with me. I feel like this isn't real. Yeah, but the white cars, and if your car was dirty, you can be in trouble for that. But he only wanted white cars. And it doesn't matter because there's nobody there. This couple they have the world's biggest indoor Ferris wheel. And it's gorgeous. They go, there's nobody there. And they said, come back at night. They come back at night. Nobody's there. And it's like, imagine going to Broadway or, the Parthenon, something like that. And it's gorgeous. And they show up just to let these people ride the thing. It's so bizarre. It is so
like Six Flags opening for two people.
Opening for two people. I'm going to show you guys, and this is a perfect example of how something is true and false at the same time. Ken and I always joke about the fact you can't find, you have to do so much work to find out what the truth is. You have to dive deep, deep, deep into stuff, and it gets frustrating. And I know that you're not always going to get all the information because you're basing information on, even with the BLS and unemployment, every administration that comes in, they come up with their own way of doing stuff. They're going to pitch you their own way of doing stuff. They're going to tell you their own way of doing stuff. And this is what we do. This, CPI, the CPI, we take out this, this, and this, core inflation. You're like, yeah, but that, and that's expensive. That's what makes life. So this is Chris Murphy. He's if you wonder where the village idiot is and he's gone, this guy. He was pitching the America on, Trump's going in there to take over everything in D.C. He is talking about how dangerous other states are, especially red states.
Let's be clear about what's going on here. Donald Trump says that he is taking control of the Washington, D.C. police force today because violent crime is out of control in the capital city. But you know what are the two cities in America with the highest rates of homicide? It's not Washington, D.C. It's St. Louis, Missouri, and Memphis, Tennessee. Those are cities in two states run by Republican governors.
He's correct. Absolutely. But what did he leave out? They're both blue cities. When you do the top 10, like it's Albuquerque, it's, Detroit, they're Memphis, they're blue cities. So in red states at times, blue cities, this is what you get. You do. So the truth was, yeah, red states, some of them have higher murder per capita, but in blue districts, in blue areas. So what then? Well, then you've got to find out what the reality of it is. That's the problem with the way that everybody breaks stuff down, everything down nowadays. Some stuff is very easy, black and white, right? Like we know that Oakland is a nightmare, crime-wise. We know that they're not even keeping crime statistics at this point in time. They should just have a counter, like the debt. But other things, it's a lot more. It's a lot more nuanced, and there's a lot more to it. And unfortunately, because people go to their world only, and they never ask questions, being curious is super important. Going and asking a question, going, hey, you know what? I'm not quite sure I believe all of that stuff. Not sure I do. May want to find out if that's true or not. And even now, it's we're at a 30-year low in crime.
This year, crime isn't just down from 2023. It's also down from 2019, before the pandemic. And we're at a 30-year violent crime low.
Some of that is true. Is it as much as they want you to believe? Well, it depends. So, because what ends up happening is they don't report all of the data from maybe the FBI, or they report all of the data from certain areas. Is crime down for the most part? Yeah.
They try to play fast and loose with the numbers, though. You can easily say crime is down,
yeah.
But if you went from 2,000 murders to only 1,800 murders, you still got a problem.
You still got an issue. That's exactly it. And that's the homicide rate. So it's a perfect example. It dropped to, depending on how you're debating, it's 25.5 to 27.5 per 100,000. But that was down, which again, it's still high, but that was down from almost 46%, or 46 for every 100,000. There's still issues there, but it's also a perception issue. And the perception is, and you guys listening know this. How many times do you see there's issues
When
with
he was
airplanes,
arrested.
right? Issues with airplanes. Right, we see airplanes, we see turbulence, and it's 24/7. Why? It's confirmation bias, and now we see it everywhere. You start seeing certain things because we have now access to everything in a way we've never had it before. But yet there's a 500 gazillion flights a day, and there was one or two that had some serious, turbulence, and we think automatically this is what every flight is like. So, yeah, there's no doubt D.C.'s got some areas that aren't very nice. But for the most part, would I fear walking up and down the street? And the homeless issue has become a bit of a thing. There's no doubt, that's become a thing across a lot of big cities. It's become a moneymaker too. It has. So watch out when people start whipping out the data and start talking about stuff. Start asking questions. How real is that? Because when I looked at the Chris Murphy thing and I commented and then somebody attacked me and then I put something out there and I'm like, why am I arguing with these people? But when you cherry pick data, you're going to get everything you want out of it. But if somebody holds you to the test, are you going to be able to withstand that? And no, they're not going to withstand that. I don't know what's going to happen in 30 days. I have no idea what's going to happen in 30 days. But who is it that just took it over? Is it the DEA's taking it over now? So I think the DEA.
It's, from what I understand, it's members of the FBI, DEA, alcohol, tobacco, firearms, and explosives. It's several agencies.
Yeah, I think the DEA has just decided that they're the ones that are taking over. Yep, DEA chief is now in charge of the D.C. police force.
Okay.
So there you go. But like you said, all of them are involved. And I don't know what exactly what the National Guard's going to do because they don't have the power to arrest you. They don't, they can assist in certain things. I think it's just a look, probably that. But last night they were talking about it on CNN, and Felipe Rodriguez, who was a 20-year vet, actually, he and Scott Jennings were talking about this, and he's spot on about the job itself.
I will just point out that the head of the D.C. Police Union, here's a direct quote, "We completely agree with the president that crime in the District of Columbia is out of control and something needs to be done with it." So it sounds like to me, among the rank and file, the president has some support from the cops for doing this today in Washington.
No, we do need the support. We need the support of the public. We need the support of numerous people. No one wants to take this job anymore. Look at Washington, D.C. They're giving a $25,000 bonus, and they still can't get anyone to take the job. Post-Floyd, post-COVID, law enforcement is no longer seen as an honorable way to a profession. And we're suffering, and the public is suffering, so something has to get fixed. I'm not saying what the president is doing 100% correct, but at this point, crime, the way it's going, we have to do something.
And who wants the gig, man? Who wants that gig? Since George Floyd, since all of that stuff, who wants that gig? Here's a gig where you're going to get a nice pension if you live that long. You're going to be frustrated. You may become an alcoholic. You're probably going to have your marriage and stuff is going to end in divorce. You're going to have PTSD. And oh, by the way, every time you go out, there's going to be 40 people filming you in everything you do, critiquing everything you do. Have fun. You start hearing stories about, we had 250 that graduated from this class and, 25 years ago. How many did you have this time? 2. And the hardest thing to do is to get to retain good officers and officers across the board. Man, if you were going to be an officer, though, wouldn't you want to be an officer in a small town? I want somewhere I could wear jeans, right? Like one of those kind of officers. Jeans and like a khaki shirt. Look like I'm running for office.
And carry one bullet in your breast pocket.
Carry one bullet in my breast pocket.
Or you could wear shorts like the guy on Reno 911.
No, my God. What did you see? That guy was so spectacular. What was his boot thing? Remember when he bought the boots?
Oh, I know he wore boots.
Yeah, he bought those cowboy boots, and it was like boot scooting. It was just so, yeah. Or where else they do that? On the ocean. when they ride their bikes. Have you seen those guys? Oh, yeah. They have guys on the ocean who ride bikes, like they're cops. They got their helmets
on the beach?
Yep. I mean, you look ridiculous, but then you look over and you're like, it's 72, and I'm looking at the ocean, and there's girls in bikinis.
Yeah.
This could be worse.
It could be worse, man.
This itself could be worse.
Definitely want the beach patrol.
Yeah. So it's... Yeah.
And in San Diego, too.
Oh, good. How great is that?
I mean, is there crime in San Diego?
There's some. Nah, it's not. There's crime in certain areas of the San Diego County, but but you know what you really want to be is a California lifeguard.
Ah, yes, sir.
Can you imagine the cops on their bicycles pulling up to a little group of women, and they're like, "Got to write you a ticket for indecent exposure."
Oh,
it's like, well, we're all covered up, officer. Well, that's why we're writing the ticket.
That, yeah, that's a good one. But being a California lifeguard, maybe the greatest thing. Are you ready for this? Just to pull this up, guys, out of your chaos and craziness. The highest paid lifeguard in California. Are you ready for this? What do you think it is?
220.
Ken?
I'll say 221.
Lifeguard Services Chief Fernando Boito earned $523,000. That is crazy.
Son of a biscuit eater.
Yep.
And he probably doesn't even have to patrol the beach. He's just in charge of scheduling.
Now, that was...
I bet you he can afford a one-bedroom apartment in California.
Probably. Here's where it gets crazy. Now, and that was 24. Lifeguards in L.A. County, 134 lifeguards averaged over $500,000.
Man.
Now you want to talk about, you wonder why David
That's
Hasselhoff was always smiling? He was making 500 G's a year.
Yeah.
And all he had
He was making more than that when you count residuals.
Yeah. And all he had to do was ride his bike to work every single day in his dolphin shorts in a tank top with flip-flops to save the day.
Man.
Coming up, the welcome, Matt. Straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 97. It is time for the welcome mat as we wrap it up on this Hot Take Tuesday.
Hello.
What's going on?
Hi, everybody.
Dressed to the nines.
I got a jacket on. I got some dippity do in my hair.
Where's your no sling today?
No sling today. I had it yesterday. I did not have it Friday. I'm tired of it. I don't want it anymore. So I've decided that I'm going to be okay now.
You still healing up all right?
Maybe.
What is Abby, the destroyer? Whatever.
Abigail, the abuser?
Yeah, what does she say?
I was supposed to see her today, but I had a pre-existing obligation with Cumulus Media that prevented me from going to my physical therapy. No, they say that at this point I can not wear the sling at home, but I should probably wear it out so that I, A, don't do too much with my shoulder, which there's no fear of that, but B, more importantly, so that people know not to mess around with it, which I'm fascinated with the number of people that pat you on the shoulder. You don't really notice.
Until
your shoulder hurts.
Yeah, I did your bad shoulder today, Brother Murphy. I'm sorry.
Ken Weaver, all over my shoulder today.
Did it hurt?
No, not really. It's okay.
Who's the guy you beef with on the television? What's his name?
Phil Williams.
Yeah, and Phil.
He had a bad shot. I patted him on the shoulder.
And you patted him on the shoulder, so maybe the old Phil a little apology.
Maybe Weaver was giving me my just of desserts, my comeuppance. Now, that's from Williams, Murphy.
I'm just saying, kids.
News Channel 5 says hello. How's that shoulder working for you?
Oh, my Lord.
Don't touch me. That's what he said.
Touch me.
That's what he said.
You know what? Now you know.
So I had a beer summit with Freddie O'Connell last night.
Oh, how was that?
It was
just
nice.
you two hanging out?
Mm-hmm. Well, and Alex Apple is, I guess, chief of staff, communications director, whatever.
How was that?
It was nice.
Yeah.
Freddie's a nice enough guy.
Where'd you go?
We went to undisclosed location number 1.
Yeah.
His house?
No, it was Neighbors in Germantown.
So I met him once briefly. Seemed like a nice guy.
Seems like a nice fellow. I mean, I'm going to disagree with him. He does not like me calling him Feckless Freddie. He told me
that's probably something, you know.
And I was like, well, I didn't expect you would.
Yeah, that wasn't.
I mean, no, he's one of the first things he said to me is, hey, it's Feckless Freddie. And I was like, hey, you like that? And he goes, no, I do not. And I said, well, I didn't expect you would.
Would you? Do you got another suggestion? I mean, it rolls off the tongue.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of
Frightful Freddie?
I mean,
how about that?
It feels right. It feels right.
You know, it's dude, it's part of the game, man.
Look, we talked about immigration. We talked about I'll give you the basic. I'll give the basics of what we talked about.
Did you find anything you agreed on? Did you ask him, why are you guys in the Democratic Party so
we agreed
excited
on
about
some things.
18th century technology?
I mean, we agreed on some things. I don't think I don't know. I mean, I don't know what was I don't know how much of that was off the record, how much was on the record. Huh. I'm just going to assume it was all on the record.
What else you can talk about, seeing as it's maybe yes, maybe no?
A little more on Washington, D.C., I suppose. We'll have a nice discussion about that.
DEA is now in charge of the police force.
DEA?
Yeah, the head of the DEA is now running
Is that designated by old Trumpy?
Yeah.
Trump.
So today, next week, it could be somebody else. It might be a rotating thing. ATF guy gets it 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're just going to pull it out of a hat. Marco's got it 1 week.
That pesky Section 740 of the Home Rule Law gives the president the prerogative. So
30 days, and then they'll
and then
decide.
the Congress has got to figure it out, right? About 30 days. So we'll do that. What else am I? What else? Hold on a second.
Hold on here. We can say Matt. The welcome Matt doesn't know what he's talking about.
Adam Schiff. We're gonna that's fun.
The dip Schiff.
We'll talk about Adam. I'll get on Adam Schiff.
Not a long ball hitter.
He's a pencil neck. That Adam. Pencil neck geek.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
he's got those beady eyes.
Well, we'll talk about that, and then I missed the story out of Williamson County. I'm going to kind of go over it again. The story involving the lawsuit with the kids and the thing, and the guy and the girls, and we'll do all of that.
There you go, straight ahead. Yeah. The welcome Matt. That is it. Now it's just the Matt. You guys have a good one. We'll do it again tomorrow.